Network has a new and exclusive line of clothing. First up, the Jiu-Jitsu Rash Guard. This isn't just gear, it's a statement. A commitment to eco-friendly battles on the mats and waves. And for those who live by the bold champion spirit, we have something special. A line for men and women designed not just for the fight, but for life. Wear our bold champion spirit of Jiu-Jitsu Rash Guard confidently. Its striking design with golden figures in combat honors the enduring spirit of competition in martial arts. Pair it with our unisex mesh shorts, the perfect combo of style, comfort, and eco-conscious design for the modern warrior. And don't forget, our Jiu-Jitsu Bold Champion Spirit leggings. This attire is expertly engineered to channel the champion spirit in every move you make. Together, it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling the part and living the Jiu-Jitsu way, both on and off the mats. Meticulously crafted for the yoga studio, the gym, and beyond, blending style, comfort, and the heart of a champion. Wear your passion, embody sustainability, and elevate your practice. Join the league of athletes who wear their values as proudly as their belts. It's more than clothing, it's a way of life. Ringside Report Network, where champions dress for success, sustainability, and the spirit of the sport.
Attention to all professional wrestling fans and followers of the legendary Johnny Genesis North. We are releasing a must-have collection of Johnny North merchandise in our store at merch.ringsidereport.net, starting with our limited edition Johnny Genesis North 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. With a unique design capturing Johnny in action, this tee exudes raw energy and intensity through its versatile 3/4 sleeves for any weather. Stand with our legendary co-host, Johnny North. Make a bold statement in the wrestling community by getting yours today, exclusively at merch.ringsidereport.net.
Get ready to amp up your betting game with Ringside Report Network's latest knockout offer. We've teamed up with our pals at Bet99.com to bring you something that will shake up the betting world. Dave's Picks with boosted odds. Here's the lowdown. Normally you see odds like -200 over at Bet99, right? Picture this. We hit up our buddies at Bet99 and worked out some magic. Suddenly those odds? They're looking a whole lot sweeter at -150. That's right, and we're all about getting you those exclusive, juiced-up odds, only for the Ringside Report universe. So here's the game plan. We dish out the picks, and you keep those eyes peeled. You might see a number on Bet99, but hold up. Wait until Saturday morning rolls around. Thanks to those boosted odds we've snagged for you, those numbers will look much better. I'm all for Bet99 doing great, but let's not kid ourselves. We want to win big too. It's all in good fun, and hey, it's part of the thrill of the game. They're in on it, and we're in on it. It's all about having a blast while pocketing some extra cash. Ready to take advantage of those boosted odds? Go to the special Ringside Report Bet99 link on your screen. We're all about seeing how much we can boost the odds for you, our loyal viewers. And a huge thank you to Bet99 for their support of the Ringside Report Network.
Oh, yeah. It's Wrestling Uncensored.
Double or Nothing preview. And Queen and King of the Ring, baby. Let's do it. Word life. Basic thugonomics. We're here. It's Wrestling Uncensored. I swear I'm here. You like that intro? John, you like the intro?
I'm glad you made it in time.
Oh, just
Barely,
in time,
kind
baby.
of.
Just in time. We had to see Juan Soto hit a home run. Let's go. Juan Soto just hit a home run.
Number 22.
Juan Soto.
Number 22.
3-0 Yankees. What's up, boys? We got a big weekend of pro wrestling coming up. Very big. Is this mine? This is my beverage?
Your beverage.
This is your beverage.
Cheers.
Cheers. Chin down. God
Start of a
bless.
long weekend right here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a long weekend. It's a regular weekend. Oh!
The captain! Oh,
upper
rise.
deck! Upper deck!
Let's go! Yes, salute! Oh, what is this, the
Apologies
home
to
run
everyone else.
16?
We're gonna
This
be
is 16 on the
interrupted by
16!
Bang, bang,
Yankees
bang, bang, bang,
updates here.
bang.
Bang.
Captain.
You talk about the Bang Bang Gang. Jesus.
Sorry, it was back-to-back jacks in Petco. Yankees up 4-0. Aaron Judge with a monster shot.
God damn.
Sorry.
Off of you, Darvish, who's no slouch.
We get excited about these kind of things, John.
Whew.
I just apologize to all the other fans, all the Detroit Tiger fans out there, Blue Jay fans. I know H is a huge Blue Jay fan.
Yeah.
Kind of sad right now, so
You should apologize to them because they lose a lot, baby.
That
Not like the
offense
Yankees.
is anemic.
Woo! Oh,
Oh,
what a shot. That was crazy. What a home run. That was incredible.
There.
My God, I love
What a
Aaron
stroke.
Judge.
Just
He's like, cool, Soto hit one, me too.
next pitch.
Pow.
0-0 count.
What a shot.
I saw
Okay,
him hit a home
okay,
run once. It was
okay.
extraordinary.
We got to focus.
Yeah.
Wrestling, right, John?
Uncensored.
yep. There's two. There's a PLE and there's a pay-per-view Saturday, Sunday. Big weekend.
And we know the finals of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. It will be Randall Keith Orton, Big Randy, who just won in the main event of SmackDown, defeating Tama Tonga. Your predictions were right, by the way, John. I got to give it to you. Johnny was right. He predicted the men's final. You didn't predict the women's final, but you predicted the men's final very accurately. I thought they might go in the Tama Tonga, Jimmy Uso direction, but I guess they're saving that match, the Bloodline on Bloodline, for later on. They're not going there right away. And they went with, instead, Randy Orton versus Gunther. Gunther, of course, beating Jay Uso. Did I say Jimmy? I'm saying Jimmy. I mean Jay. He beat Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso.
Yes.
Monday night on Raw in the main event. It was a solid match. And the big Gunther, the Ring General, is going to the King of the Ring finals against Randy Orton tomorrow afternoon in Jeddah. We will be on right after the King and Queen of the Ring, right here on the Ringside Report Network to do the post-show. Looking forward to it. I'm very excited about the weekend of wrestling. We've got King and Queen of the Ring tomorrow. We've got AEW's Double or Nothing on Sunday. We're going to do the post-show for Double or Nothing, by the way, on Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Ringside Report Network. We're going to, it's so late at night on Sunday, it's just not possible, so we're going to do it Monday night to recap everything that happened at Double or Nothing. They have a really solid card, AEW, and the WWE, I think, has a pretty solid card for King and Queen of the Ring tomorrow. So, I mean, you're saying it's a long weekend and everything, but I'm kind of excited about all the wrestling because it looks pretty good. Like, it's solid stuff. Did we just hit another home run?
Gee, 2 runs.
Oh, my God.
And, Verdugo almost hit it out of the park.
Oh.
6-0. Jeez, brother.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh,
Thank you.
I love how he's been playing this season. He's been on fire.
Oh. I am in a much better mood when the Yankees are winning, too.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
my God, they've been crushing it lately. They're so good. I love the celebration.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm excited for the wrestling, John. I think it's going to be good. I'm looking at King and Queen of the Ring here. We're going to start with that. And apparently your mic needs to be more here.
I apologize.
I'm getting a note from,
From Production Central.
That's right. Of course, a shout-out to all the members over at membership.ringsidereport.net, membership.ringsidereport.net, and join.ringsidereport.net. Seeing some of the members in the chat right now. Angelo Contagonis, he says whoever wins King and Queen of the Ring will receive a title shot at SummerSlam. Yeah, and that, I think, adds a whole level of interest to this show for me. We're going to get some SummerSlam main events. SummerSlam is the second biggest show of the year for the WWE, and coming off this show tomorrow afternoon, we're going to know, or we'll have an idea about who's going to be getting some of those big matches at SummerSlam. We don't know exactly who, if Gunther wins, does he challenge Damian Priest? If Randy wins, does he challenge Cody? I guess that's how it would work.
I suppose so.
But it hasn't been made totally clear, John, has it? I mean, do they have to challenge the one that the champion of their brand, or can they go to the other brand? Like if Nia Jax wins, will she challenge Bayley? If Lyra Valkyria win, what is her name?
Valkyria?
Taya Valkyrie?
Valkyria.
Taya Valkyrie.
Not quite. That's another lady. In
John
AEW.
Morrison's wife, Taya Valkyrie, great Canadian wrestler. AEW superstar, Taya Valkyrie.
Well, on SmackDown, Nyla had a confrontation with Bayley and said she'll be facing her because she's going to win. So I believe it's depending on what brand you're on, you'll get that title shot. Because Triple H said you get a WWE or World title shot, depending, I guess, which brand. Depends, I guess, for that.
We also saw Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton run into each other backstage at SmackDown and kind of say, hey, what's going on? But then Randy gave him a look like, Cody wished him good luck in the match, and Randy kind of gave Cody a look like, hey, could be me and you at SummerSlam, which would be cool. Who do you think wins? Let's go right into it, man. What are we messing around for? Gunther or Randy? I think that's a really big match. I could see it going either way, but right now I'm feeling Randy. I think Randy wins, and it'll be Randy-Cody at SummerSlam, which would be a massive match. I don't see Gunther and Damian Priest being a big SummerSlam match because they're both heels. It just doesn't really make sense. On the other hand, Randy and Cody are both baby faces, so I guess it doesn't really make a ton of sense there. But there's just so much history and story between those two. Gunther and Damian Priest, it's just, why? Unless that's where you're passing the title off to Gunther. Like Priest holds it from Mania to SummerSlam, and Gunther becomes a world champ at SummerSlam. What do you think, John? Who's coming out of King of the Ring as the King of the Ring?
I mean, because what they aired tonight with the whole Randy-Cody confrontation, it does feel like it might go in that direction. I had Gunther from the start, but after that promo, I started thinking differently. However, I feel like they're slowly pushing Priest as a face. It felt like that way when he had that confrontation with McIntyre.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be McIntyre versus Priest at Clash of the Castle.
Mm-hmm.
McIntyre might win the title. There's Money in the Bank. Who knows who will be the world champion by the time we get to SummerSlam?
Wow.
So it's really tough to say that. You're going to say, oh, it's Gunther versus Priest. That doesn't sell. Who's to say Priest is going to be champion?
That was my thoughts. Exactly, John. I was thinking Priest might not be champion come SummerSlam. I think there's a lot of things that could come in between that could really throw wrenches in the works. It could be a baby face. It could be Drew McIntyre again, but something happens where he gets screwed out of the title somehow. There's a lot of possibilities.
What about CM Punk?
Yeah.
Right.
Could we see a SummerSlam main event for the world title of Gunther versus CM Punk somehow?
I'd like that.
Maybe.
Or
I don't know when
Interesting
Punk's going to
matchup.
come back.
or does Drew win the title at Clash at the Castle, setting up Drew and Punk at SummerSlam? And we do have Cody versus Randy at SummerSlam. You know, it's a real interesting match because, A, I think it's going to be really good because Gunther and Randy are good wrestlers, you know?
Right.
And B, you really don't know where they're going to go, and they could go in either direction, and either direction would make sense, and the Raw direction with Gunther could go down many different paths. The SmackDown direction with Randy, I think, is more straightforward, but it's an obvious story and a good story that you could tell over a few months. They've got good options, and I really like that they added the stipulation of the winner of the King of the Ring gets a title shot at SummerSlam, because it means something. Because in the past, the winner of the King of the Ring means you win the King of the Ring, and you wear a crown, and you walk around with a scepter and a robe for a couple of months, and then, the king gimmick either sticks with you or it doesn't, and then that's it. You win the Queen of the Ring. Like, it's really nothing. It was a throwaway event that they've been doing for the past several years. Whenever they brought back King of the Ring, it really did nothing. It added nothing. And now all of a sudden they go, maybe we do a title shot. And I'm like, yeah, of course.
It used to be.
No,
in like the Bret Hart days?
It was kind of an understanding that you were one of the main players, but it wasn't necessarily a guaranteed
like a Royal
shot.
Rumble.
No, it was never a guaranteed shot. This is, as far as I remember, is the first time you're guaranteed a title shot if you win King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring. Right?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I mean, if you look back in history, like 95, Mabel won King of the Ring, got title shot at SummerSlam. Brock won King of the Ring in 2002, got title shot at SummerSlam. So it's happened before. For the Queen, I guess, this is the first time ever.
But it wasn't the stipulation in the match.
I feel like with 2002, they were kind of hinting that, he should get the title shot kind of thing. Because Brock was facing the Intercontinental Champion, the pay-per-view, right before SummerSlam. So I feel like it was almost implied he was going to get the shot because they were kind of building towards that direction anyways. But he still got the IC title shot, the pay-per-view, right before SummerSlam.
Yeah. But again, I don't think it was explicitly said winner of King of the Ring gets the shot at SummerSlam. This
Brock
is the
beat
first
Hogan,
time.
I think, also on the road to beating The Rock, I think.
Yeah.
He did a lot.
Yeah.
Brock did a lot, it's true.
Yeah. That was kind of Brock's rise at that point. He was winning King of the Ring, but he was also winning everything else, right?
Dominating.
Mm-hmm.
I think he beat Hogan with a bear hug, I think.
Yeah, that was crazy.
On SmackDown. Like a random SmackDown.
Yeah, that hurt to see Brock Lesnar just run through all my heroes. I didn't like that at that time. I was like, why is Brock doing all this? Why is he beating The Rock? I didn't like when he beat The Rock.
Yeah.
I was not happy about that.
The Rock left, so, it made sense.
I know, but I didn't want him to leave, and I even if he was leaving, I was like, nah, beat him. I just loved The Rock. As I still do, the final boss.
Underrated match. Vengeance 2002, where The Rock, Kurt Angle, and Undertaker in a triple threat match. Underrated.
Very good.
Really good match. Rock won that one.
Yep.
Mm. Yeah. Rock was great. Is great.
I just feel Gunther, as the king, he could do more with that gimmick than Randy could. I just think Randy would be king. He's like, oh, whatever. He wouldn't really care. Where Gunther, I think he would live it up quite a bit. The big thing into his intro and everything. He'd actually wear the crown a lot, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Put that over more.
Yeah.
Or Randy, it's like, oh, whatever. And I think you can still do Cody and Randy without, he's got to get the automatic title shot. Where this, it's like, if you're going to SummerSlam, you better watch out. If you're the champion, you have to face Gunther.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Did we just hit another home run?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh my
Gleyber
God.
Torres. 7-0 Yankees. The Padres suck or what? What's going on?
You got to pull Darvish.
Darvish
Jesus.
is not looking good
I just
tonight.
saw his last 4 starts, 0 ERA.
Well, not tonight, buddy.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. Yankees are eating. 7-0 in the 4th. That's crazy. I just see the ball go over the fence. I was like, is that a replay?
Yeah.
No. They just hit another one. Jeez. The Bronx Bombers at it again. Oh, I love them so much.
It is no deja vu.
They're the best. Oh, I love them. Yeah, I think you're right, though, John. I could go in several different directions. But Gunther does make sense. As a heel, it makes sense. I think they probably go with Gunther winning. And then we see where it goes. See who his opponent is at SummerSlam. Because, like you said, it could be Priest. It could be somebody else. It could be Drew. It could be Punk. I think Lior was like, please don't put any title on CM Punk. LOL, he's too frail.
That's a good point.
Lior wants Gunther versus Cody. I mean, that's interesting. I just don't see it happening. I don't think they're going to do the crossover with this. I don't think they do the switching of the brands. They just did the draft. I think they're going to keep whoever wins the tournament getting a title shot on their respective brand. And I think Nia Jax is going to win Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, well, her and Bayley, that makes a lot of sense. And they've been building up Nia. I'm surprised I didn't have her beating Jade Cargill. That was the biggest shocker, I think, of the whole tournament. Like that, and just the way that all went down.
Yeah.
That was just very questionable booking, how that was executed. Like, I get Nia going over, that's fine, but just the way they did that, very questionable. Not the way I'd use Jade, that's for sure.
No, what the hell happened last week, John? We didn't do a show. I was at a jiu-jitsu event, the Montreal Quintet. It was really awesome. Yeah, I saw the Nia Jax Jade Cargill match. Why did Nia beat Jade's ass last week? What the hell happened? Why was Nia getting all the over in that match? Jade looked like a jabroni. They turned her into Jade Brony Cargill. I don't understand what happened. Why did they book it that way? It was really bad, right? I'm glad John is saying this because I was watching this saying, what the hell is going on? And we hadn't had a chance to talk about this match. But yeah, that was some shocking booking of Jade Cargill last week. I really don't get it. Or, unless they're trying to push Nia super strong. But even then, why? How strong do you really have to push her for Bayley to just beat her? Because Bayley's going to beat her.
Is she?
Yeah, come on.
Hey, Nia Jax, her first cousin.
Yeah, final boss. I don't think so. I don't think Nia is the one to take it off Bayley. There's so many great wrestlers on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Bayley,
SmackDown.
like Bianca's there, Jade is there, Tiffy Time is there. Like, come on. I don't see Nia being the one. I think Nia is just the one right now, or the one at SummerSlam or whatever. And I think it's going to be Nia, and they even tipped their hand a little bit because Bayley wrestled Chelsea Green tonight. She beat Chelsea Green, and then who attacked Bayley? Piper Niven. And, like, WWE has done this a few times. When you're about to wrestle Nia Jax, you wrestle Piper Niven because it's a similar match that you're going to work, and it's kind of like practice. John, am I wrong about that?
It was just funny. They both did a backsplash.
Yeah, they wrestle similarly.
I think Rhea also had a program with Piper before she wrestled Nia.
That's what I'm saying.
Earlier this year, she wrestled Chamber, right, in Australia. I think she worked Piper before.
Piper is she wrestles like Nia, but she's better and safer. So she's like a good kind of warm up to it. That's how I see it, and I think that's how they work it in WWE, and it's happened a few times now. And then when Piper attacked Bayley tonight, I was like, God damn, they're doing it again. Like, they're getting Piper to warm up Bayley for Nia. You have Bayley, it's just, this is what she's doing. So I think it'll be Nia and Bayley. I mean, this other one, Lyra, I don't know. I don't dislike her, but I also don't really see much there. I'm just not. I haven't been impressed. I think she's fine, but not amazing. Like I've seen her wrestle a few times on Raw, and I haven't seen anything from her that makes me go, she's terrible. But I also don't see anything that impressive. Her matches leading up to this haven't been great.
For me, it was the promo. Like, I don't know if you saw her promos that she cut. Like,
yeah. Well, they've been bad. They've been actively bad. Yeah. But the match, like, I can excuse a bad promo here or there if you're like an amazing worker, but she's not that special. There's nothing that stands out. And, she's in the finals of the Queen of the Ring against Nia Jax. This match to me is less interesting because I feel like, why would you give it to Lyra Valkyria? I don't see a point to it. And Nia, it just makes so much sense, and I don't really care to see this match. I think it's going to be not that great.
Well, first off, just to finish up the whole Jade Nia thing, they ended it with Nia was trying to hit Jade with the chair, hit her with the chair, but because Jade was supposed to block it, but actually hit her and bust her open. And then Jade took the chair from her and then hit her with the chair. They didn't count the first chair shot, but they count the second chair shot. So Jade got disqualified.
Yeah.
And the fans completely crapped on it, as they should, because it was a bad finish. And that was their way of protecting Jade because she didn't get pinned or anything, but she still lost.
But also, she took a ton of offense there.
And she moved, well, I think it was 50-50 in the end, but still, Jade didn't look impressive in the match.
No. It wasn't very good either, by the way. I mean, it wasn't a total botchamania, but it wasn't great. Not that you'd expect it to be. Shout out Harold Schneider dropping a $10 super chat saying he's a number one fan. Yes, you are tonight, Harold. Thank you. You're the super chat leader. Appreciate you, Harold Schneider, my man. Jason Pete out in Mexico checking in. What's up, Jason?
Hola.
Member of the team. Hola, Jason. ¿Qué pasa? Kyle Salisbury saying maybe Jade messed up backstage. That's what it looked like.
No,
that's
I
how
don't
bad.
think so.
That's how bad it looked last week. If you would get that impression, hey, maybe Jade offended someone. What happened? It was
I
that
don't think
bad.
so.
You don't think so?
I think they just booked themselves in a corner kind of thing where it's what are we going to do kind of thing. That was their way to get out of it, and it wasn't executed well, unfortunately. It just wasn't a good idea, too, in the end, so that hurt as well. But I don't know what you guys thought about tonight, Bianca versus Nia, but Bianca looked like an absolute idiot tonight. The way she wrestled, it made no sense. You have a hurt knee, and you keep trying to lift up Nia, who's we don't know her weight exactly, but she's a hefty person. And to pick her up again for your finish twice when you already sold your knee, what do you expect's going to happen? Of course you're going to fail and fall and then lose. That was just dumb that you kept trying to pick her up the whole match.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't seem like a smart strategy, but, Bianca just goes for it. She's got heart, John. She's got heart.
It's meant to be
in a fight,
fighting
Dave,
spirit.
In a fight, if someone gets hurt or something, I'm just going to keep kicking even though my leg hurts all the time?
Yes. In the words of the great Greg Jackson, when George St. Pierre came back to the corner, I forget who he was fighting.
Oh.
It might have been BJ Penn the second time. I think he was fighting BJ the second time.
Pull my groin?
Yes. And GSP comes to the corner and he says, I pulled my groin. And Greg Jackson says to George St. Pierre, I don't care, George. Hit him with it. And that's the attitude, brother. That's heart. That's the heart of a champion. I pulled my groin. I don't care. Hit him with it. My groin? What? But, the point is, you run through a wall. You do what you got to do. And that's what Bianca Belair did. I understand your point, John, but, I'm trying to make sense of it.
Well, yeah, she's supposed to be Superwoman, right? So
yeah,
but she didn't work in the end. Was her downfall?
Yeah, Jason Pete hit him with the groin. Yeah, exactly. Hit him with it. That was the best. That was one of the best corner moments in the history of the UFC.
And George kind of whispering it so they don't hear.
I think I pulled my groin, but we all heard it. Yeah. Oh, poor George.
He won that fight.
Of course he did. But I'm just saying, that must have hurt. What a tough job.
Yeah.
It paid off well, though. It paid off well. Healthy and wealthy, as he likes to say. Living well. GSP, champion. God bless. We love him. Johnny, so we got, is it unanimous? Are you going with the Gunt as well?
I'm going with Gunt
and
Nia.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay, good.
No dissenting picks here.
All heels.
We're sticking.
Wait till the next event.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's one Raw, one SmackDown.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, how about this, Johnny North? How about this? Did you know that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill will be defending their tag team titles against Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell on the pre-show?
Yeah, I saw the problem with it they cut. I mean, it's dumb because how are they they get a title shot out of nowhere? Like, who'd they beat? Just because they do a promo, they get a title shot? It's kind of ridiculous, but whatever. I mean, of course you know who's going to win that match, regardless of Bianca's injury, which was ridiculous. She shouldn't be wrestling if she's hurt.
Right.
But whatever. Like, again, logic. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, that match is pointless, but obviously Bianca and Jade are going to retain. I guess they'll just keep Jade in the ring for the most part, and it'll be short because who cares? What else is on this card? Cody versus Logan Paul, of course, for the undisputed WWE Championship. I went on and on about Logan Paul and how he could be a future WWE champion because he's a big money draw with Prime and a sponsorship deal that it's his company, and he's giving a lot of money to the WWE just on his own. He's probably paying for his own salary and then some, you would figure.
Yeah.
But
It's a fantasy camp.
I don't think it happens here. I think Cody wins. And it is a fantasy camp for Logan Paul. He's kind of paying his way in. Well, he doesn't need to, though. I mean, they would have him there no matter what. He's a big star. They'd pay him. They were paying him to be there before the whole Prime thing.
That is true.
He's a guy you want there. He's a celebrity. Cody and Logan had a promo tonight on SmackDown calling Logan a YouTuber who cosplays as a wrestler. I thought that was pretty good. But all that stuff about the brass knuckles, like, oh, Logan Paul's like, I don't have brass knuckles. I gave them away. I only had one pair, and I don't have any. And Cody's like, I think you do have brass knuckles because you're afraid of me, Logan Paul. And Logan Paul's like, no, I don't have brass knuckles. Why don't you check me? Why don't we get a referee to check me? And then he gets a referee to, like, touch him all over and then finds the knuckles in the pants. And he's like, look, brass knuckles. And Cody's like, ha, 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 I told you.
Check you.
Like, it was so dumb. Like, What the hell was that? Who wrote that shit? That was garbage.
Well, it's him trying to be old school. That's what they would do. I'm sure, like, in the 80s, that was a big thing. Like, oh, we found that. What a horrible thing you did. That was a bigger thing in the 80s, I think.
Yeah, like, Bob Orton, your cast isn't real.
Yeah, but it's like 2024.
You should take a lie detector test.
And like the whole Logan Paul saying, like, I don't have brass knuckles, and I only had one pair, and
How
I
did
gave
those
them
get
away.
there? You set me up.
It's just, not great, and really just dumb, and humans don't act that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. Adult men aren't going to act that way in a real way. Cody, Logan Paul wouldn't do that. Cody wouldn't act that way. It's just hokey and dumb. Cartoonish 80s nonsense,
Refs
John.
do a pat down.
Yeah, what the hell was a referee doing a pat down for? What was going on? Refs don't even do a pat down at the beginning of a match.
They should.
Would they check the boots?
They don't do anything.
They used to.
How did we go from having two titles defended to one title defended? Like, the fact that they agreed on that and then took it away, like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How could you agree to something and then not agree to it afterwards? I don't understand that.
Yeah. Well, I think that they're booking themselves into corners here, John. They're trying to book these crazy matches, and they're like, let's figure it out later. And then they're like, well, let's book U.S. title versus WWE title. And then when they get in the room and they're like, okay, what's the finish? They can't come up with one because we don't want Cody to be the U.S. champion, but we don't want him to lose his WWE title, and we just announced a double title match. They didn't have an out. So they took it back, which is just poor planning and poor execution. And they did it with the Nia Jax Jade Cargill match. They booked themselves into a corner. They didn't know where to go. And they're just like, well, let's just do this. It's poor planning and poor execution. And that's what they're doing again with this stupid Logan Paul-Cody Rhodes match. Like, everybody knows Cody's going to win here. He's not going to lose the WWE title to Logan Paul. And then Logan Paul is going to be the guy who beats Cody Rhodes and as a U.S. champion and as a WWE champion, when he's on SmackDown, like once in a while, holding 2 belts, I just don't see it. Not now.
I thought the best thing that we got off tonight, sorry to interrupt you, but just the best thing that we got off tonight was the fact that AJ cut that good promo with Aldis in the back. Like, I think AJ is going to come back next PLE and probably have the shot against Cody, I think he's probably going to attack Cody after his match with Logan tomorrow.
Yeah. AJ Styles did a promo backstage, and he was basically saying, like, hey, I want a title match. And then Brutus Magnus was like, nah, I can't give you one because you got to earn it. And AJ's like, right? I got the gist of it.
I like that. But I like AJ being like, oh, I'm desperate. I don't understand the running out of time. I don't know if he's dying or something, but
he's old.
I like that.
His
He's like,
body can't do quite what he used to.
Yeah.
Apparently he had the best match of the year in WWE so far with Cody. So it's like, how is he slowed down? But I think, he deserves a rematch just for the fact that he had the best match so far. Like, just give him a match just off that. He came so close. That should be a rematch just because of that.
It was very good at Backlash France. I don't know if it was the best WWE match of the year. It wasn't
my match of the night.
It wasn't my match of the night either, brother.
Fine, but you won't deny that it was a good match. And it
was a good match, but slow your roll on match of the year.
I liked Bayley EO at Mania.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you could debate. I won't deny that.
I think Bayley EO at Mania is match of the year for me in WWE. I think you're right.
It's a good match.
I think that was my favorite match of the Mania weekend, and I think that's the best match I've seen from WWE this year. Now,
I don't know if it had the energy. I don't know if EO and Bayley had the energy that Cody and AJ had.
I mean, the crowd had the energy. I remember that. I just remember the crowd.
I think it doesn't really matter because we all know the match of the year was Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay. So, like everything, it's all secondary. We could talk about what the WWE match of the year was, but we all know that at the end of the year, we're going to say Bryan Danielson and Will Ospreay was the best match that we saw. And if we don't say that, what the hell are we going to see? What has AEW got planned for us? That's my question. Because, like, I love the WWE. I love what they're doing. They're on fire right now. And AEW, TV-wise, is kind of like, meh. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's not that great. They haven't been that hot. They haven't been as consistent as WWE has been on their TV. But their pay-per-views and their wrestling. When AEW says we're the best wrestle, like, they're not lying. The wrestling is so good in AEW. It's cool. It's like, it's good. They do it right as far as their big matches and their pay-per-views. Like, they kick ass. So we could talk all day about the WWE match of the year, and we could say this or that. But I think we'll all agree that the match of the year is going to be in AEW and not WWE. The match of the year in professional wrestling will be from AEW. Whether it's Danielson and Ospreay or somebody else, it's going to be from that company. They might not sell the most tickets. They may not have the biggest ratings. They may not be, the biggest company. They're not. But they're going to have the best match this year in their company. That ring will have the best match. That's just what wrestling is right now in 2024. Stop me when I'm telling lies.
Well, we're not even halfway through the year yet, so before we talk about match of the year, let's get through most of the year first and see what happens.
Well, come on. Did you see Danielson and Ospreay, man? You saw it.
Yeah. I'm not going to deny how good that match was, but again, the year isn't over yet. We're not even close. We're not even halfway yet. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, but that's gonna be hard to follow. But I'm sure Bryan Danielson's gonna find a way to do it.
He didn't do it this week.
Or Will Ospreay. Oh, okay, John. He didn't do it this week because he wrestled Satnam Singh. Sorry.
Isn't he the best in the world? I think he said he was the best in the world. What
well,
happened there?
there's a limit to what you can do with Satnam Singh. The guy never wrestles. He can't wrestle. It's not Brian's fault. God damn, pal. Trying to blame Brian for a Satnam Singh match. I mean, he tried. It was Satnam Singh's best match that he's ever had in his life. By a long shot. Okay? Put it that way.
I didn't even know he was still with the company.
Every match Bryan Danielson has is the best match his opponent has ever had. Even if it's a bad Bryan Danielson match, it's the best match his opponent's ever had.
Potentially.
That's how it is.
Look back on a couple things.
Yeah,
But
go back and look.
Let's take the King and Queen of the
Except
Ring here.
Triple H. I was thinking about that the other day.
I like that match.
It was a good match, but it wasn't Triple H's best match. Like he's had better matches.
It was like Cactus.
Yeah. Him and Foley, I think, were the best matches of Triple H's career, early 2000s.
Or him, Michaels, and Benoit.
Yeah, that was good, too.
That was a good match. But Cena, maybe Cena's best match or SummerSlam. It was a good match.
Yeah. I still like that moment at WrestleMania 20 when Eddie and Benoit hug each other. And
we didn't know at the time.
Not for Benoit, but for Eddie, because it was such a great moment for him to see his friend on top and to be on top at the same time. It was a nice moment between friends. Anyways, let's not talk about that.
You brought Daniel to the ring too, didn't he?
I don't know. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's not go there. I'm just saying it was a beautiful moment at WrestleMania 20 that's totally forgotten. But for Eddie Guerrero, it's kind of sad that they can't. Because for Eddie, because it was a great moment for Benoit too, and a great moment between two great friends. But for Eddie, it was a great moment, and it's kind of one of those that has to be erased.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you see Eddie there, but you don't see who he's hugging.
Yeah.
So.
Just him going
Yeah, but that was one of the most beautiful moments of Eddie Guerrero's career. You know what I'm saying? It was so nice to be on top there with the confetti. WrestleMania 20, you're on top.
Madison Square Garden.
Your buddy just beat Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
He beat Kurt Angle.
Yeah, he beat Kurt Angle. Come on, man. It was cool. It was good. Cody Rhodes will beat Logan Paul, and it will be not a big deal. All right?
Right? Yeah, we agree. Okay.
Sami Zayn defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chad Gable and Bronson Reed. Big Bronson Reed. He's big now, John. They added big to his name. Did you notice that?
Been big for a while, I think.
Has he been big for a while? He's not that big.
I find he's more wide than big, but
yeah.
I get what you're talking about.
You know what I mean? He's not that tall for a big guy in wrestling. Usually big guys in wrestling, his gimmick is he's big, right? But he's maybe 5'10".
Yeah, but we saw him in Laval. I mean, he's massive in terms of how much he takes up in terms of space.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 300 pounds, but he's not I don't know. He's not as big as some of the big guys that we've seen in the WWE. So when you see him, you go, okay, I see what your gimmick is, but when you stand next to Braun Strowman
or Drew McIntyre,
you don't really look that imposing or impressive. And to me, to be a guy with a big man gimmick, you have to stand next to those guys and look big. When King Kong Bundy stood next to Hulk Hogan, Bundy looked massive, looked like a threat to Hogan. And I feel like Bronson doesn't carry that type of...
Or Big Daddy V. He looked massive.
Yeah, because he was really tall, too. Yeah. He was 450 pounds. These guys were huge. Bronson's big, but he's not, crazy big. But next to Sami Zayn and Chad Gable, he kind of is. He kind of is, right? Yeah. He fits in, he could be the big hoss in this match because Sami and Gable aren't huge either. So, yeah. I think the match will be really good. Triple threat. All three of these guys really good in the ring. I think Sami's going to retain, though. Always a big moment for Sami to perform in Saudi Arabia. So it'll be big. They love Sami in Saudi Arabia. He got a big pop. I remember last time he came out. They loved him. So I think it's going to be a big babyface celebration. Sami's going to win. Gable and Bronson will screw each other out of the title, and Sammy will hit somebody with that kick and pin them and win. Probably Gable. Unfortunately for Master Gable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it sounds about right.
How mad do you think Chad Gable's going to be at Otis and Tozawa and even Maxine for not helping him cheat to win when he doesn't win tomorrow? I like that, where Gable's wrestling Sammy on Raw this week, and he wants Maxine to slap Sammy, but she's like, she doesn't want to do it. Gable's trying to make his people cheat for him, but they're still trying to be baby faces. Otis is like conflicted. He attacked Sammy, but he didn't want to, and then he apologized to Sammy, and Sammy kind of gave him a pep talk. I don't want Otis to turn babyface out of this. I want Otis to be like, nah, screw you, Sammy, and just like be the goon for Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I want him to be like the big mean muscle for Gable. I don't want to see him turn babyface and flounder in obscurity. I don't, I like Gable doing this with his crew, and I want them all to eventually embrace the heel attitude and be down with the program. I don't want them to like turn on him and leave him alone. I think that's a bad end to the game. I think we can do something with this where eventually they realize like, oh, maybe Gable's right. Maybe Otis does break away from Gable for a bit and like get screwed over by guys cheating or whatever, and then realizes
hard
like,
out there.
goddamn, pal, like maybe I do have to cheat. Maybe Gable was right. That might be a cool story to tell, but I think Endgame should be a heel faction where Gable has rallied the troops around him with Tozawa and Maxine and Otis, where they see the heel light and they want to do the bad things and they want to cheat. So far, they're not there yet, but I think it could get there. That's my hope, because I think that's where the money is with that group.
I like the group. I like heel shooters, I like that.
Yeah, just mean people. Mean Maxine. Maxine as a heel is way better than Maxine as a babyface. Come on now.
The thing is, on Raw, they teased Gable possibly recruiting the Creed brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have a new academy, possibly. They said that. And I believe Gable said only Otis is going to Saudi Arabia, although the others might still be there. But I believe Otis will only be in his corner tomorrow.
Well, that's fine, because I think Otis and the Creed brothers with Gable is a much better team than Otis, Gable, Maxine, and Tozawa. Like, drop Maxine and Tozawa. Add the Creed brothers. I think they fit way more with the group, and they make the group way cooler. So, great. Maybe they'll help Gable take the title from Sammy. We haven't predicted any title changes here. I know we will have some like major results and SummerSlam main events kind of set with the King and Queen of the Ring, but so far no titles changing. If a title is going to change, I think it would be in this match. I still think Sammy's going to retain, but if they're going to do a title switch anywhere on this show, I think it would be in the Intercontinental title match, right?
I disagree. I think it would be in either Becky and Liv, I think. I think Liv has a better shot of winning the title than Sammy of losing.
Oh, yeah? You think Liv might win? I don't think Liv wins. I think Becky wins.
I think Liv has a good shot. I'm not 100% confident about it, but I think she could win. I think it's too early, but it wouldn't be that big of a shock. Like, I agree with you. I think Becky's going to win because it's a little too early, but they could give it to Liv because Becky originally wasn't supposed to be champion. It's supposed to be Rhea right now.
Yeah. But Liv, man, the promo on Raw this week.
Promo. Oh, boy, here we go.
I mean, you saw it, right? Liv is not good on the mic. It was really bad. And Becky was really good. And when you see that, you see the difference. It was just staring at you in the face. Because you see them both speaking, and Becky is like saying good things, and she's got the crowd with her, and she's just got that ease. She's comfortable. She's got the character down. She knows who she is. Liv is like, ha 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 ha, ha, Becky. Oh, you know. You know what I mean?
It's like that bad, like, dinner theater acting kind of like.
But that's what she literally said.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, Becky. And like that's half her promo, and it's horrible. It's so bad. It's just it's not working. And if you're gonna have her beat Becky, you're walking away with a worse champion, a much worse champion. And I don't think you really want that for the division on Raw. Because that's hard. That's hard to deal with. Because what do you have on Raw? What, like, if Liv is the top dog, she's a heel. There's no babyface challengers for her. Damage Control is the other best thing on Raw in the women's division, and they're all heels. So, to me, Liv is a stepping stone for Becky on the way to the real feud against Damage Control. Becky has aligned herself with Laya, Valkyria. Damage Control's already attacking Becky. To me, the match is Io and Becky. And if you're going to give it to a heel on Raw, you give it to Io, not Liv. And Io doesn't even speak English. But I'd rather hear her talk than Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
Give me those Japanese subtitle promos, and I'll tell you why. Because like I said earlier, I could forgive a bad promo if what you do in the ring is high level. If what you do in the ring makes up for it. And come on.
Yeah.
We just said Io is match of the year.
Yeah.
WrestleMania, Bayley, Io, match of the year in WWE. So, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, like,
Is Liv Morgan ever going to have a match of the year?
having a match of the night.
Has she ever had a match of the night? I don't think so. So, I think putting the title on her would be a horrible move. Because she's not good enough. She's just not. She is lacking in the wrestling and the talking department. And when there are so many other talented wrestlers on Raw, why the hell would you do that? Give it to Kyrie.
Give it to Dakota.
I mean, give it to literally anybody but Liv. Like, she's improved, but not enough. And the promo on Raw showed it again, because the wrestling is good enough where if she could cut a decent promo, they could have something with her. And like I've said it before about Liv, if she could talk, she would have been a multi-time champion, a long-reigning champion. Just, you know, they would have done a whole lot with her by now if she could talk. They've given her promo after promo after promo. How many Liv Morgan promos have you set? They want it to work so badly. And, you know. It doesn't work. So I think it would be a really bad move to have Liv win. I'm going with Becky, big time Bex, because she is fantastic. She's just so good. Her promos are so good. Her matches are good. Like, she's
solid.
She's a living legend. She's a future Hall of Famer. You got to go with Becky. I'm a big fan. How could you not be? If you're paying close attention, you know Becky Lynch is the real deal.
I'm not going to disagree with you that Becky's better just overall compared to Liv, but it's not about that in the end. It's about who do they want as champion going forward and what their plans are. And maybe they believe that Liv at this point, because she's always there for them, and like is pretty much almost like the PR practically for the women's division. Like she's on the cover of almost everything. She's doing all the media events.
Becky does
like
media.
She does it too. But I'm just saying, like, Liv is kind of like the Miz in the sense for the women's division. And I know you hate the Miz, but look at the Miz. He's a champion again. It happens. They eventually reward these people for the good
Becky
work they
is
do.
doing more high-profile stuff. Like,
Yeah.
Liv Morgan doesn't go on like a Jimmy Fallon talk show or anything like that. She does like, the Be a Star stuff and like, meet and greet at the auto show.
That's right.
Becky Lynch, she's promoting her book on like, she was on Jeopardy,
Yeah, God damn it.
Liv
Becky-
Morgan ain't going on Jeopardy.
Becky's a real star.
She did terribly on Jeopardy, Becky, but she still went on.
Worst celebrity
Say.
Jeopardy contestant in the history of celebrity Jeopardy.
It was like an SNL sketch, they just get everything wrong.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, they still invited her on the goddamn show.
Yeah.
Because she's a legit star and Liv Morgan is not. Although Liv Morgan was on sneaker shopping and she spent way too much on sneakers. Like, I've seen people with way more money in their bank account than Liv Morgan spend way less. And I was like, what the hell? Conor McGregor spent a ton on sneaker shopping. It was very cool to watch. He was like, what are those? I like those. Give me those. And they were like, oh, what? These are the $20,000. Yeah, give me those. I don't know. I like those. And like, he had no idea, but he was just like,
Didn't matter.
he's like, what's this behind the glass case? Oh, these are the most expensive one? Give me all of them. Crazy.
I'll take 3.
Mystic Mac coming back next month, baby. Conor McGregor. Next month.
Fine.
We're like a month away from McGregor Chandler, UFC 303. Let's go. It's going to be crazy. Conor McGregor fight? Oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on. Who doesn't love a Conor McGregor fight? Jeez. What is the WWE doing at some point? They're going somewhere and the UFC is going to be in the same place.
You think there could be a crossover?
Is it in Scotland?
In a couple weeks it's happening. They're doing SmackDown in Louisville, Kentucky on the 7th of June. And then the next night, the UFC's doing UFC Louisville, Jared Cannonier versus Nasruddin Imavov. So they're doing like WWE's doing SmackDown on Friday, and then UFC's doing a fight night on the Saturday.
Synergy.
And they're trying to do more of that. But that's
You heard
already
what Dana
happening.
said, right?
Huh?
We heard what Dana said, right? Like the way he wants it. He says it's going to be like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to have Power Slap Friday. He's going to have UFC Saturday, and then Sunday is going to be WWE.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that.
Where they take over the whole weekend. I mean, it's possible. We'll see. But, I mean, Dana can say Power Slap Friday, but, I mean, it's SmackDown Friday. Take it easy, Dana. Nobody's going to go to Power Slap on Friday. That's not where people want to go. Some people do. Like, Dana keeps talking about how popular it is. Like, it's got the most social media of any sport in the history by 100 times. And I go, really?
Really?
And he's like, yes, look at the numbers. And I'm like, no. I'm just going to not believe you because it doesn't make sense. And even if it's true, like, I don't care. It's not a sport. It's not a sport.
Do they travel?
I don't think so.
It's all in Vegas or something?
Yeah, I don't think they let that power slap shit out of Vegas.
Yeah, is that like sanctioned in like New York, you know?
I doubt it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like I slap you in the face, then you slap me in the face. Whoever falls down first wins.
Oh, it's like Rochambeau.
Yeah, that's literally the sport. It's Rochambeau of slapping.
They should do Rochambeau. Just people get kicked in the nuts.
I mean, that's next from Dana White.
Oh, yeah.
That's the logical next step for him. Professional Rochambeau.
You have the balls to step in the ring?
Yeah. I saw a guy on America's Got Talent one time. His name was Horse, and his whole gimmick was just like getting hit in the balls and like it didn't hurt, so he would like fall from places onto like, you know, railings or whatever, and that was his whole gimmick. It was fantastic. It was just like a minute act. Like every week he had to like change his act, and like every week he was like doing different terrible things to his balls. It's pretty funny.
Probably
Like-
make a lot of money in certain fields doing this stuff. Like
Yeah,
that.
I don't know. He would be the Rochambeau king, though, that guy.
Yeah.
I guess
Did
some
he get the
guys...
football in the groin?
That's right.
Yeah. Hans Moleman could be
Or
in that sport, too.
George C. Scott.
That's right. He was good.
My groin.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's Good memory.
God damn. All right, so King and Queen of the Ring is tomorrow, and I think we've done it.
Gone through it.
We have, John.
We did it.
We did
It's
it.
a short card, thankfully. WWE's good for that.
6-match card, 1 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. We'll be on around 4 o'clock, I'm thinking. Right?
4:30 maybe, possibly. Who knows?
Ooh, no, I think it'll be 4. It might even be a little bit before 4, okay?
Don't they have like a special guest or something for the show?
Yes, they have some sort of Saudi comedian or something. He was on the last one in Saudi. He was not.
How long did
like
that
a
go
segment?
last time?
Huh?
How long was that last time?
Longer than it needed to be. Wasn't great. You think we see any legends show up? John Cena make a
Undertaker.
final boss?
I'm just expecting the usual propaganda clips they always show. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going hard on the propaganda.
Yeah.
It's not great. I saw the story you were tweeting me there, or you were sending me some stuff about a story, right? Where they've like imprisoned a lady for wearing like workout gear and taking pictures of herself and put it on Instagram, right?
And then WWE people are, swimming like in a private pool, and like that's fine. Like,
Yeah.
like a week right after, 2 weeks right after this happened, like she's been sentenced for like 11 years in prison for that. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
then WWE is showing like Bianca and Jade in bikinis in a pool that's private in Saudi, kind of saying, "Oh, look,
This ain't so bad.
look, it's Saudi propaganda. It's great for women. They can dress however they want." Meanwhile, they go to the ring and they're like covered head to toe. And my son is watching SmackDown, and he's like, "Why are they wearing pajamas when they're wrestling? What's going on?"
Yeah.
Right? He's just like, we're
Yeah,
watching
it's
SmackDown.
good.
He's like, "Why are they wearing pajamas when they're wrestling? Like, what is this?" And it's like, well, it's Saudi Arabia,
Got rules.
They got rules because of their religious beliefs. And he's like, "Oh, I see. Religion." I'm like, "Yeah, exactly." He gets it. He's like, I get it. I see.
He's wise
You
beyond
don't want to
his
go
years.
there, Steph.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, all right.
It's one of those.
It's one of those gimmicks. I feel it. I see what's happening. Yeah, so they got the rules where women can't show their forearms. No wrists. Because as we all know, wrists are a gateway drug to buttholes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, just.
I don't know what the issue is.
We get really
What-
horny
what-
when we see wrists.
Oh, yeah. I see a good wrist, baby, and I'm gone.
I can't control myself.
Anyways.
Like apparently at public beaches, if men are there, women have to leave.
What?
That's the rules apparently.
Or
Yeah,
if they're like
Oh.
unaccompanied or something.
That's bananas.
yeah. I guess if they are accompanied, it's okay. But if like
Yeah.
a woman's there and a man shows up, the woman has to leave.
Yeah. WWE just doing mass propaganda for the Saudi government. But hey, UFC's doing it now too. The biggest boxing fights are doing it now
Yeah.
too.
There's
it's
a golf organization. I think there's also going to be a baseball Saudi.
Don't they
baseball?
own the PGA or something? Didn't they buy the PGA?
The Yankees going to Saudi Arabia. That's
Yeah,
surprising.
right.
No. Like they're starting a baseball league for like players that are kind of washed up but like not ready to retire yet.
Really?
I think there's gonna be like a Saudi baseball thing.
Who's gonna watch that shit? Come on, man.
See, like 40-year-old Pablo Sandoval, like
Why?
trotting out there.
It's too hot to play baseball out there.
Yeah.
What are they gonna play in the wintertime? You can't play in the summer.
Air-conditioned stadiums. Yeah, but I think they're gonna try.
Cool.
Wow.
I don't know, man. They're paying a lot of money to make people think their country's all good for everybody when it isn't really. They spend a ton of money on all these events and they're not getting any profits back, but it doesn't matter because they got so much money. It's like infinite for them.
I thought Sami Zayn didn't like going to Saudi Arabia. I thought he used to say he didn't.
I don't know. He
Damn.
changed his tune. I think he's kind of down with whatever they're doing now. But, I mean, it's not perfect out there. They're imprisoning women for, what they're wearing. It seems kind of messed up.
Well, apparently she posted on TikTok like pushing for women rights. So I guess that also helped push her 11 years prison sentence.
Yeah, well, that's also pretty messed up. It's not
I know.
cool.
I'm not saying it isn't. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. Yeah. So for WWE to kind of push how great it is in Saudi Arabia and all
Launder
these
that blood
changes
money.
and everything, meanwhile, this is happening.
Yeah, when Punk wrestles there, it's going to be bad.
He's
It's
not
bad
going.
for Punk.
Is he not going?
So
No,
far.
it's been said he's not going.
He said he's not going?
No, like it's official. Like,
Well, he's
he
not.
He didn't travel.
Well, no, but no one really
This
expected
time.
him to be at this one. But
If
when
the
he's
champ,
when he's wrestling again,
yeah,
he might be at the next one.
there's gonna be more of them.
I don't know.
Well, they said they want to do more than just 2 a year now. I mean, they are with SmackDown now, if you think about it.
They said they wanted to bring WrestleMania there,
Or Rumble.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, the money. I get it. The money.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money, but I don't know. There's some issues there, right? AEW's not going.
Well, I don't think they want to go. I believe it's not what Cody said back when he was in AEW that we'd never go to Saudi Arabia. So
Yeah.
when he said we, it wasn't him. He meant AEW.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him, whatever.
Oh, he'll go. He doesn't care.
Yeah, he'll go.
Okay. I mean, they are technically an ally of the United States, right?
Big ally.
Big time ally.
You know, always see, the president holding hands
Yeah.
with the king,
Yes. I remember Trump with the big the globe thing, the
the orb.
the orb. What the
The
hell was
orb.
that?
Yeah, the orb.
John, you remember Trump with the orb?
That was
in
early
Saudi?
on in
That
his
was in Saudi,
presidency.
right?
That's one of those pictures that's just like, I hope someone won an award for that, taking that shot.
I only saw Trump
Yeah,
dancing. I
that
think
one.
you posted that on Twitter.
Yeah.
This
The
is
lighting.
today.
And Melania is just so perfectly positioned. Is that
I never saw this. Wow.
Al-Sisi of Egypt maybe on the left?
I don't know, but this is the orb. Trump
It'd
at the
be
orb.
Vince in the background.
I don't think that's Vince. This is Saudi Arabia.
That was early on.
I don't think Vince was there, but this is the orb. Trump with the orb.
The world.
When I saw this, I was like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Yeah, things are different.
They're all just like holding the orb. Like, what is going on?
The world is ours. Big Dr. Evil vibes.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Oh, the Saudi orb. So, yeah, the Americans are real tight with those guys. They love 'em.
yeah.
They love them. Even though,
Yeah.
we're not going to go there. But
Yeah.
where were they from?
Yeah.
9/11.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sounds, yeah.
I mean,
So double or nothing.
Yeah.
like they maintained a tight bond even through that. They're like, "Well, what is happening? Did you guys?" No. Okay, I guess your richest house will be cool, but everybody's like, "Wait a second here, big family. They're all from Saudi. What's going on here? What happened? What went wrong?" Anyways, wasn't us. Khashoggi.
Speculation.
Wasn't us.
Yeah.
Wasn't us, guys. Cool. What a world, Big Johnny. Double or nothing? You want to talk about the AEW wrestling?
It's a lot more matches, that's for sure.
Yeah. What about flamethrowers? What do you think about flamethrowers? You like them?
I remember X-Pac came out with a flamethrower once. Remember that?
The Rock did at Mania.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. I like Darby's flamethrower. I thought it looked cool. I like Darby coming out at the end of Dynamite with that flamethrower, scaring everybody. Young Bucks don't want to be on fire.
But I thought the Nick Jackson going through a table thing kind of hurt a little bit because like he has the flamethrower, they get scared, but then he runs back towards them anyways. So it kind of made the flamethrower didn't look that impressive afterwards because one guy ran back anyways. But they should have like cut that spot, especially because Nick got hurt.
Actually hurt?
Did you not see when he went through the table? Like he got cut up because the table like broke into a piece.
Yeah.
And, like ripped him on the side.
Yeah. How bad was that, though? Like, he's going to wrestle, though, right?
He's going to wrestle, but that's not fun. You have to get that checked out.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it could be real dangerous.
It could be bad. It could have been really bad.
Yeah. Yep. And we'll see what their match is, right? AEW's Double or Nothing coming up on Sunday. It's going to be The Elite, Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks taking on what's being called Team AEW. Bryan Danielson, Darby Allin, and the FTR in Anarchy in the Arena. And they are, of course, representing Tony Khan. Tony gave Darby a ride to the arena, which...
It helped, though, for the story.
I guess.
You needed that for the story.
To have Tony as the babyface.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really want to turn the Bucks heel, it's hard to like, it's hard to boo them when they're the guys making fun of Tony Khan. You know? Like, when Tony Khan is opposite them on the opposite side, it's hard to, like, totally hate the Bucks. And when you're the representatives of Tony Khan as the babyfaces, it's hard not to look at you as, like, goody two-shoes kind of suck-up-to-management guys.
And Tony Khan, like, I feel like he's trying to do, like, a thing where, like, it's like, you know, when Vince would do a babyface kind of thing, you know? It's like, it's my company, you know, and, like, people cheer. But Tony Khan never did the heel run first, you know?
Yeah.
It just feels more like Tony Khan just wants to be seen as a good guy and everything, you know?
I think they're also overestimating
his ego a bit.
Yeah, I think it's an ego thing a little bit where they're overestimating how much people like Tony Khan.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people like Tony Khan that much. They don't like him as much as I think AEW thinks we like him.
Yeah.
So people don't care that Tony Khan got beat up. Like, when Tony Khan got attacked on Dynamite, my reaction wasn't, oh no, Tony. My reaction was, oh shit, they got Tony.
Yeah. Let's take it a bump.
Take that, Tony Khan.
Yeah, you nerd.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of AEW fans had the same reaction that I did. So for Tony to be like the baby face that you're defending is kind of, I don't really want Tony to be defended.
Yeah, why should anyone fight for him?
Put him through a flaming table. Get him.
Yeah.
Put thumbtacks in his face.
It's like Shane McMahon, you know?
Yeah, like, get him.
Get that rich boy.
Yeah, get him. No one's like...
Daddy's boy.
Yeah, you're the son of a billionaire who bought yourself a wrestling company, bought your way into the business.
Oh,
and
poor you.
And we're supposed to cheer for your skinny ass? Like, what? No. That's not who we cheer for as wrestling fans. Billionaire Tony. Like, what is that? No one's... You can't be a billionaire babyface. You can't. Unless you're Jay-Z. Even then, these days...
And
there are
sometimes Vince.
There are suspicions.
There's
a lot of suspicions. He spent a lot of time with Puff Daddy. A lot of suspicions about Hove. I don't want to talk about it. But you can't be a billionaire babyface. They don't exist. Especially not in wrestling. Get out of here, Tony Khan. Is that another home run? Oh, no, he caught it.
Tatis.
Oh, well, that was close. I don't like that Tony Khan is involved in this. I thought beat up Tony Khan, fine. That's how he disappears from this, fine. But to bring him back as the mascot with these guys, I hope it was just to give Darby a ride to the arena.
Well, and so Darby can get back in the arena because Darby was banned from the arena, but because Tony came back, he was allowed to get back into the arena.
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying about cheering for Tony? Like, do you feel sympathy for Tony Khan?
It's not so much like that. Like, it's more like they support him. Like, Darby supports Tony, FTR support him, Bryan Danielson support him. It's just the Bucks, like, they want to do their own little thing because they're the Bucks. Yeah. So that's where the heat comes from, is that the Bucks have power and they're abusing their power.
It feels like if, like, the NWO in 1996 was running roughshod over everything, and then Eric Bischoff comes out and is like, hey, guys, WCW's going to stand up to you. And then they beat up Eric Bischoff. And, like, we're supposed to feel bad for Eric Bischoff?
Didn't that kind of happen? Didn't Bischoff kind of at first stand up for WCW, but then he, like, turned on them?
That is what happened, yeah.
Yeah. They never beat him up, though.
No. But maybe that'll happen with Tony Khan. Like, maybe he, like, because I feel like that's. Did they powerbomb Bischoff? Yeah, they did, right?
Oh, they did?
Yeah. Yeah, they beat him up. Yeah.
Through the announce table.
Okay, I'm mistaken.
Like off the ramp, off the stage.
Okay, I'm mistaken.
Yeah. Why did he decide to join up with them after that?
Because it was all a ruse in the end. That's what Piper found out.
It's quite a ruse.
Yeah.
Almost kill a guy for a ruse.
Look at the adjective.
Good ruse. Look at the adjective. Ruse. Yeah. Well, maybe Tony Khan will do the whole thing and join up with the Bucks and maybe cost Team AEW the match. I think that would be a better move. If you're going to involve Tony Khan, make him the heel Bischoff in that group. I think they might go there.
Have Tony.
No,
I don't think you need to have Tony on that much anymore. Really, have the whole like Shivani says, "Oh, I just heard from Tony" kind of thing. That's it. Have Shivani be the messenger for Tony Khan. I don't think you need Tony Khan to be on television that much. I mean, we see him enough at the post scrum all the time, anyways. Have a birthday to somebody.
Angelo.
Oh, Angelo, awesome!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Angelo Contagonis. Great member, great supporter of the team. It's going to be his birthday on Sunday, so happy birthday to you, my friend. Angelo turning 25, I think. He's a young man.
Like AJ.
Yeah, just like AJ. He's the same age as AJ, 25. So definitely, big happy birthday for you, Angelo. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the Ringside Report Network. Hey, there's Antoinette. What's up, Antoinette?
Oh.
All the way from Toronto. A member for 40 months. Antoinette, Angelo, longtime members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net. Big happy birthday to Angelo. Jason Pete sending happy birthday messages to Angelo. Happy birthday messages in the chat all around and from the whole team here at the Ringside Report Network. Happy birthday, my friend. So, who are we going with Anarchy in the Arena, Big Johnny? Are you going with Team AEW or are you going with the Elite? I am going with the Elite. I'm going against my man, Bryan Danielson. I don't think Bryan will take the fall, but I don't think he's going to win. I think it'll be the Elite winning. This is, I think, the return of Jack Perry to AEW. Has he wrestled since coming back?
This is his return match, yes.
Yeah. So this is kind of a big deal. Okada's on the team.
He shouldn't lose.
The Young Bucks.
He should never be on the losing side for a while.
Yeah.
Should make mention, too, Eddie Kingston was supposed to be in this match, but he broke his leg, unfortunately.
Right.
So they had to put Darby in this match. So it is Darby's return match, but Darby wasn't supposed to come back right now.
No, Darby got hit by a bus like 3 weeks ago and almost died, and somehow he's wrestling again.
He's still
Literally
100%, but apparently he's cleared to wrestle.
It's insane.
He's unstoppable. You can't hurt this man.
But I agree. I think the Elite are going to win this match.
You know, if Darby Allin is walking through the streets of New York City and he gets hit by a bus, New York City will be down one bus.
That's right, because the Force.
That's right.
Just take it.
He's the Logan Roy.
That's right.
Of AEW.
The municipality.
You all right?
I can't pronounce municipality.
You just did it. You succeeded. Okay, so I got the Elite, John. We're going with the Elite and Anarchy in the Arena. I think it'll be a fun match. It's not my favorite type of match, the kind of brawl, walk and talk, as they call it, walking around, talking, hitting each other, punches, throw you into this, throw you into that, dive off of this, dive off of that. It's not my favorite type of match, but I think they'll make it good. All 8 wrestlers in there are really good. Darby, Bryan, FTR, Okada, Perry, the Bucks. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was bad just because how do those guys together have a bad match? It's going to be pretty cool. They're going to get a lot of time. They're going to get a lot of gimmicks. They're going to get a lot of leeway. They'll be able to do whatever the hell they want, and I think they're going to put together a pretty cool match. As long as everybody executes and stays, safe and not injured, I think everything will be really good. Darby's going to do something crazy.
Does it end the show?
I think it should.
It should. But I feel they might end it with Mercedes and Willow, I think.
What?
I figure Swerve and Christian.
Well, if you think about the AEW World Title, they usually don't have the World Title end Double or Nothing. Only Punk did that, I think. So, unless it's going to be a big... And I don't feel like it's that big of a match, sadly. I don't think the World Title ends. I think it's either Anarchy in the Arena or it's going to be the TBS title.
Last year's Double or Nothing, Anarchy in the Arena was the main event. It was the the Blackpool Combat Club. Sorry, Bryan, Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler against the Elite, Kenny, the Bucks, and Hangman. That was the main event of Double or Nothing last year. And you are correct. The year before, of course, the infamous Hangman Page CM Punk World Title match main evented Double or Nothing. And how many Double or Nothings have we goddamn had here, man? That's a rich history. Double or Nothing 2021. It was Stadium Stampede, Inner Circle, Jericho, Hager, Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz beating The Pinnacle, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, MJF, Shawn Spears, and Wardlow. Double or Nothing 2020, the main event was Stadium Stampede. Matt Hardy and the Elite, Hangman, Kenny, Matt, and Nick Jackson defeated the Inner Circle, Chris Jericho, Jake Hager, Sammy Guevara, Santana, and Ortiz.
I remember that's when Sammy Guevara got chased by the cart, I think, or he got hit by the cart.
Jeez, Double or Nothing 2019. Chris Jericho defeated Kenny Omega, where the winner faced Hangman Page to become
for the first
ever AEW Championship. Double or Nothing was like the first AEW show, really.
Yeah, it was the year after All In.
Right?
Yep.
So Double or Nothing was really the first AEW show, and that was 5 years ago.
Is that their Mania? Do they have like a Mania?
I don't know. I thought it was all in,
yeah.
But All In last year didn't feel like their Mania. It felt like their leftovers. Or wait, All Out? I'm confused. What?
All In, all Out we thought was, but now All In kind of took it over. All In is like the biggest show. All In was last year.
At Wembley, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the 5th edition of AEW's Double or Nothing. 5 years of AEW. This is like the 5-year anniversary show. That's kind of crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
It hasn't felt like 5 years, but we're looking back now. It's like, oh, yeah. The Pinnacle, it's like, oh, look at that group. It's like, oh, yeah. Hey, where's MJF?
Cody. Punk. I mean, a lot of history's happened in AEW now.
Shawn Spears.
Yeah, right? We've seen a lot in AEW. We've seen a lot over the past 5 years, and the company has changed a ton since the first Double or Nothing.
Sadly, we won't have JR, because JR unfortunately had to go to the hospital, but apparently he's going to make a recovery, so that's good.
Good. Well, that's good.
Wishing JR the best. We love Jim Ross here on this show, the voice of
Boomer
wrestling.
Sooner.
The number one play-by-play man in the history of the pro wrestling business, by far, as well. I think it's going to be Anarchy in the Arena closing the show. I mean, you look at the history of Double or Nothing, it's either been a Stadium Stampede or Anarchy in the Arena, main eventing pretty much all of them. Out of the 4 that, we've had 4 or 5?
We've had 4. This is the 5th.
Yeah, we've had 4. Half of them have been main evented with Anarchy Arena Stadium Stampedes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, only 2 singles matches. The first one and then the Punk one. All the others have been saved Stampede.
Wait, no, this is the 6th one, John.
Oh.
Is it 6?
Yeah, because
That
it
makes more
started
sense.
in 2019.
Yeah, 19, 20, 21, 22.
But it's a 5-year anniversary,
Yeah.
but it's the 6th Double or Nothing.
Because there's no 0.
Because yeah, well, that's it. There's no 0.
That makes more sense, yeah.
No, it's
So
the
there's
6th one.
yeah.
So I'm trying to think because I was like, no, the majority of them finished in Stadium Stampede or Anarchy in the Arena, and we're like, well, there was one Anarchy in the Arena, and I know there was at least 2 Stadium Stampedes, so the math wasn't checking out. I was like, well, that's 3, and I know that there was the Punk match main evented, and then the Jericho match, Kenny main evented the first one, so that's 2. So we've had 2 matches that have been one-on-one, but 3 out of the 5 Double or Nothings that we've seen so far have been headlined by one of these types of matches. Anarchy or Stadium Stampede, whatever, you know?
Even it out, it should be a singles again.
I disagree. I think stay with the tradition. I think the bigger match is the Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, maybe
Like
I've
Swerve
changed
and
my mind, yeah.
Swerve and Christian is cool, but I don't really think it's the world title match because I don't think anybody believes Christian's going to win the world title. This is Swerve's first big title defense on pay-per-view. He's not losing to Christian. He's just not.
I agree with you, but that's why I say you put the women's one there because I think Mercedes is going to win the TBS title.
It's the TBS title. It's not even the AEW Women's World title. That cannot main event the show. That is not a main event. You close the show with that, people are going to leave. People are going to leave.
Well, Mercedes says she's the best woman wrestler on the planet. Just give her the spot to prove it.
Why?
Well, she says it. She's got to back it up.
I don't think she needs to back it up by main eventing. Can't she just, have a good match? Isn't that enough for you, John? I don't want to see her main event. Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale in the main event of Double or Nothing. Like, it's going to be a thing where people aren't really, like, you need people to stay in the arena till the end. If people are leaving during your main event, if your main event is half empty, like, that's not a good look. And I'm telling you, that main event, it cannot be Mercedes and Willow. Mercedes is not translated into a star in AEW. Surprise, surprise.
Is it wrong? I think Willow might win.
I think
it might be like a surprise.
She might. I don't know who's going to win. I'm intrigued.
To be on a run.
I'm intrigued. I want to see what Sasha Banks is going to look like in the ring now. She hasn't wrestled in a long time. How's it going to look? She is great. I'll give her that. She's a great wrestler.
Has been a long time.
And hopefully that helps her become a bigger star in AEW. But so far the promos and everything haven't been electrifying. So, a lot of people in AEW show up and you're like, oh, cool. And then after a few weeks, you're like, oh, they're just there.
Oh, yeah, Miro,
Oh, Edge is there, eh? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. They have a weird way of booking.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like Edge's thing right now. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. I think Edge might have match of the night. I think he might have the best match. I really do. If he doesn't, I'd be kind of surprised, honestly, given what he has ahead of him. But Willow and Mercedes, I don't see main eventing, John. I'd be really surprised. I think it's going to be the Anarchy in the Arena, and that's what I would go with, too. We'll see what they do.
Just because it's a mess afterwards, so that's probably why it's safer to have that last. But I wouldn't be surprised if that's the last singles match we see.
Okay. Yeah, co-main event type of thing, just before.
Sure.
I could see that.
Sure.
Yeah, bring the crowd down before you bring them back up.
And, like, Mercedes' in-ring debut could have some kind of, like, appeal to it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just, I don't know. I'm not crazy hyped for the match, but I think it'll be interesting. I've got Mercedes winning, though. Ultimately, I think Mercedes wins.
I agree, yeah.
I got either Mercedes winning by, like, potential heel tactics or Willow eking out a surprise win.
Well, that's not a pick.
Okay, then Willow. I'll pick Willow.
I mean, he's like, either Mercedes
or like by heel way. Like, it won't be like a straight up like.
So what? I don't care. You got to pick a winner.
All right, I'll pick Willow then.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What can I say except don't fuck with the final boss. Swerve and Christian. We got Swerve over Christian. He's got a medical issue. He's got way too many goosebumps, that Rock.
Yeah.
Every time he's walking around, he's getting goosebumps. Or maybe he's just freezing cold. Could be a circulation issue.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, those big muscles, it takes a lot of blood.
Yeah, that's true. I hope he's okay. So we're basically sticking with all the same picks so far, John. We're going with Swerve over Christian to retain the AEW World Title. We're going with the Elite to win Anarchy in the Arena. And we're going with Mercedes Moné to become the new AEW TBS champion over Willow Nightingale. How about the Edge match? Let's skip towards that because we talked about it. It is Edge, Adam Copeland versus Malachi Black in a barbed wire steel cage match for the AEW TNT title. This is the match that they've been building for a while. Edge has been going through the House of Black, beating Brody King, beating Buddy Murphy, and now he finally gets to the final boss of this group, Malachi Black, and Edge did a whole blood splatter gimmick on Malachi that looked really horrific. Playing mind games, cutting evil promos, Edge trying to get in the head, trying to out-evil Malachi Black. Am I crazy, or is Edge like kind of angling to be the new leader of this group and turn them into the Judgment Day that he never could quite put together?
Hope not.
If he loses, he has to bend the knee to the House of Black. So that means he has to join the House of Black.
Right.
So, I mean, if he loses, that's the way it's going to go.
Doesn't it feel like that?
I mean, I had him losing going into this. That stipulation kind of threw it off a little bit because it's weird that not only he has to put that on line, but he also has to put that on line too. That's a lot for a champion to put on line.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in that situation. Maybe that's where they want him to go.
Because then he could start, being a part of that group. Because that whole Judgment Day thing, like a lot of it, the early stages, that was all him. That's what he wanted to do. And then the WWE kind of changed directions, and he just wanted out. Right?
That was really bad.
He thought it was like...
Yes.
He said it was going to be too spooky and too, like, fantasy. He didn't want it to be too out there.
Right.
Like, to be dark, but not too crazy.
Right. But there were elements of what he wanted in that. And if he's allowed to do that here with the House of Black, it seems like creatively that's where he wanted to go, and maybe he'll be able to kind of really get into it here, do that idea that he was so hell-bent on doing here with the House of Black. I just don't have high hopes for it. All that spooky shit, all that House of Black nonsense, like, I'm not really into that. I think the match is going to be awesome. I'm going to go with Malachi Black getting the win over Edge.
Wow. Tough one. Yeah, originally I had Malachi, but because of that stipulation, like, I don't know about him bending the knee. Like, I could see him bring in, like, Gangrel. Like, have the Brood, like, against, like, the House of Black. That'd be interesting.
Okay. All right, Johnny going with Edge. What do you think? Tie break.
I'm going to also go with Edge. I think he's on a run.
On this day?
With the championship.
On this day?
And
he sees clearly.
And maybe if he is going to take over the group in a way, beating Malachi Black is a way of, like, showing dominance, and it kind of, and, like, Brody King and others will, like, want to follow Edge.
Maybe. Okay.
I see clearly.
Everything has come to light. Roderick Strong, the AEW International Champion, defending against Will Ospreay. I think they're going to give Ospreay a belt here.
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
Yeah, it feels pretty obvious.
I think the promo was last week. Ospreay and Roderick Strong did a promo kind of face-to-face backstage that was very good. Very good. Even Strong was like really good, too. I was like, Ospreay's been killing it on promos, but then Roderick Strong showed like another side and another level, and it was really good.
Well, because they have a bit of a history, and they kind of brought that into play a bit. So they were able to work off that, and I think they worked off some real emotions, it looked like, or at least it felt like it was real emotion. So
yeah,
like, I thought the tag match was probably the best match we had on Dynamite as well. So you talk about could steal the show. This could steal the show.
Yeah, I think Will Ospreay always has the ability to steal the show.
Yeah, he's one of the best things going right now in wrestling.
Of course. Of course. You think he wins?
Yeah, I got him as new champ.
Osprey?
Yeah.
Osprey!
Bro.
We were Osprey! Love him. Love this guy. Timeless Toni Storm defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Serena Deeb. Come on. Timeless.
Have you noticed they switched this now? Tony's the face going into this now, not the heel.
I mean, it's about time. People love Toni Storm.
But beforehand, it wasn't. It was that promo in Edmonton that kind of killed Serena, where she was trying to get sympathy and people didn't really care about it.
They tried
So
to
now
make
they
Serena
switched
the babyface in this? I thought she was the heel
They
from
did.
the start. She didn't seem like a babyface at all.
But they were trying. They were in the whole, like, oh, she almost died thing. Like, they did in Edmonton, but people didn't care about it.
No one cares.
And Tony's just, like, the best thing right now in the women's division. Maybe of all women's wrestling. So she's too hard to hate right now.
And one of the best things in AEW, like Foley.
Yeah,
You know?
she's definitely one of the best things going in AEW, right?
Oh,
Is she the best
think
champion?
Yeah.
I don't know if best champ, because I feel like she just has the title. Like, I think she's the best, like, character, in my opinion.
That's a champion. Like, is she the most...
That happens to be a champion.
She might be the best champion in AEW. Come on, who else is the champion? Okada has that belt that doesn't even matter. Roderick Strong, Swerve is okay, but
You just started.
I feel like Toni Storm has done more. I think she is the best champion in AEW. Other than, of course, the learning tree, Chris Jericho, the For the World champion. He's awesome. I love him. I really like Jericho, what he's doing. I think it's magnificent. But I think Toni Storm is really, she's the best. She's great.
She's fantastic. It's just, I find her challenges so far, it's like, well, it's never in doubt. That's the problem. I feel like she's not facing, like, the very best they have, or they just don't have anyone good enough at this point where he's like, oh, she could lose at this point. I feel like there's no chance of her losing against anybody right now.
Yeah, but so what? They got to find people. They got to build
They
people
have
up.
to, yeah.
Is there anybody in the AEW women's division that you could see potentially? Like, here's the thing. Hopefully, Britt Baker will come back at some point. And when she does, that match is, like, you don't have to do anything. You just go, oh, Britt Baker's back, and she wants a shot at the world champion. Let's have her win a couple matches, and then you do Toni Storm versus Britt Baker on pay-per-view, and people go, oh, Britt could win here. And also, John, they could always bring back Shida or Riho and try that again, because, you know, they love doing that.
And
Yeah,
also, sorry, John.
Well, I just, like, again, like, they just bring them back just to lose. Like, that's all that would be. You wouldn't
sometimes they
believe in
win.
that whatsoever.
Sometimes they bring him back to win.
Against Tony? Not against Tony, though.
Not yet.
'Cause I think I read, like, Toni Storm right now, like, her and Mariah May, their storyline is kind of like it's a movie. I think it's Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, or one of those movies where, like, an older star meets a new star, like a movie star who's young, and kind of, like, replaces them.
Yeah.
And I think,
Right,
like,
yeah.
if anything, maybe Mariah May might eventually be Toni Storm.
That does make a lot of
Eventually.
sense. That should have been obvious to us from the start. Yeah. It does seem like
It's
Mariah
one of those
May.
old movies. It's like an aging starlet and a new starlet, and they replace them, and they're like, and like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because she's kind of her understudy, and, you know, the student becomes the teacher, and that type of story,
All that stuff.
which makes a lot of sense. And Tony kind of dismissed her at first, but now she's kind of grown to like her. And
It's only fitting that she
Um,
eclipses her.
and Mariah's been winning all her matches, too. It's not like she's losing at all.
Yeah, no, they're slowly building her. It's possible. But
Yeah.
that's still a slow build. And, like, Mariah has her own thing going on, too.
Yeah. Well, what is she doing? She's got that Japanese woman with her. I don't know who she is.
Mina, I believe, I forget her last name, but yeah, like, they have their little tag team that they had from Stardom that they kind of do off and on, and that's what helped, I think, make her a face, is that Tony saved her a couple of times, and then they teamed against Saraya, who I think would be a good challenge for Tony, possibly at All In.
Yeah.
I think they're
Rematch.
slowly getting there. Yeah. Saraya beat Tony when they had the title on the line.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's history there.
Yeah. I think you could always revisit with Saraya. We're not seeing enough of Saraya. And we'll see what Mercedes is doing, but I think Mercedes, she's doing stuff with Willow, but Mercedes and Tony is a match that you should do too.
Yeah, they're just on opposite ends right now because TBS. They're trying to separate those divisions. But yeah, eventually.
Yeah, it should happen. Okay, so we're going with Toni Storm to win and retain the title, even though Angelo says he's tired of Toni Storm. He's getting tired of her.
No, she was like, when she did that thing with Serena, like when she took the flag and then she covered herself, like she stripped and just had the flag covering her only. Like, I thought that was fantastic. I don't think you guys missed that on Collision.
No, I saw a clip of it on Twitter because I didn't see it on Collision, but I saw a clip of it on Twitter because people were quite excited. People were as excited about it as you were, John. Toni Storm took her clothes off behind a flag and then wrapped herself in the Serena flag and walked around.
Was that a shoot or she probably?
I mean, she must have been wearing something. Come on, she took off some clothing. She's probably just had 2 layers on, just took off 1 layer.
If you saw it on Collision, it's just Serena's in a match, just a nothing match where she's just beating somebody up. Like, it's pretty much a squash practically. And then just Tony comes out of nowhere and they go up on the stage and they had Mariah and Luther like kind of blocking people so you couldn't see.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they were able to do it.
Yeah.
For it to come out of nowhere, that's where it's like, wow. Like, you weren't expecting that.
Yeah, you weren't expecting Toni Storm to strip for some reason. But yeah, I mean, it was a moment. It got a lot of views. People want to see that. Tony Khan strips naked on Collision. It's got to get a lot of views, brother.
Hey guys. Okay.
Hey guys, has anybody seen my pants?
Or top.
Has anybody seen my underwear, man?
The white liquor.
Yeah, the white liquor. Yeah, so who doesn't like a naked Toni Storm, right? Good for AEW. What a gimmick, brother. Jon Moxley versus Konosuke Takeshita. It is an IWGP Heavyweight title eliminator. So if Takeshita wins, he gets a future IWGP Heavyweight title shot at Moxley. It seems like Takeshita should win because, like, all that's on the line is another match. So Takeshita wins in AEW. They do it in Japan. Moxley wins there when it's important and for the belt, and that's it. Takeshita.
But they said that the stipulation is Konosuke gets the title shot whether Moxley's a champion or not, because I think Moxley has other defenses already set.
Okay.
So they put the stipulation in that he gets the shot regardless if Moxley is champion.
Okay.
So because of that, I think Moxley's going to win.
Oh.
Okay.
No shot for you.
Yeah, no shot.
It's kind of weak, though. You get a match for a title shot and you just don't even win?
Well, it's the only way they can get Moxley on the show. And it's better to have him than not have him, right?
Yeah. I'm going with Takeshita to win, though. I think he's going to get a title shot.
Yeah, I'll go with Takeshita, too.
Oh. Okay. Should be a good match, but I feel like I've seen it before and I really don't care.
Yeah.
This could have been on Dynamite. Like, I didn't need it.
It's just to get them on the show.
Yeah. Trent Beretta versus Orange Cassidy. It's a grudge match. I liked Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay teaming up. I thought they were a really fun tag team on Dynamite this week.
Again, it was the best match I thought on Dynamite this week. So, yeah, I thought it was good. I'm not looking forward so much to Trent and Orange. We saw this already, and I don't know how it's going to be any better, but I expect Orange to win again, no?
Shouldn't Trent win one at some point?
Yeah, but it's Orange, though.
It is Orange.
It is Orange.
I'm going to go with Trent. Where's Trent? He's wrestling tomorrow. I'll go with Trent. I think he should win at some point.
Trent?
What do you
It's
got?
actually Sunday. Like, are we
No,
Saturday
Sunday.
finally, or?
No, it's not quite
Yeah.
Saturday yet, John. It's Sunday. Sorry. I got, it's a lot of wrestling happening this weekend. I got a little lost. I got a little ahead of myself, okay?
He might be wrestling on Collision, because Collision's still supposed to happen. There might be more
God.
matches, by the way, added.
They added more matches to this pay-per-view?
Oh, jeez.
Well, we had Rampage. They added one match, I think, to the buy-in, and we have 2 hours of Collision tomorrow. So they might add more. They more than likely will add more matches tomorrow.
Okay. I don't see any matches added to the buy-in on my card. I don't even see the buy-in.
Oh, I told you about Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo. That has been added. That's official.
Yeah.
It came on Rampage today.
Who cares?
Okay. I'm just saying that is happening.
I'm just saying as a match, like, bleh. I'll go
And I
with
believe on
Thunder Rosa to win. What do you think?
I'll take Deonna Purrazzo.
Okay, John?
I was going with Thunder.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
But there is a big match in terms of Collision for Double or Nothing, where I think it's the Lucha Brothers against the Gun Club, and if the Lucha Brothers win, then they'll get the title shot. Because right now it's not a title shot for the trios titles.
It's not?
Right now it's just the straight up trios match, no titles.
So it is the Bang Bang Gang, Jay White, and the Guns, who cut a terrible promo on Dynamite this week. Like, that was really
bad.
It was really bad.
Oh, yeah.
There was a guy who even said, like, who wrote this? Like,
yeah, you
yelling
could
it out,
hear
like,
a guy yelling, "Who wrote this shit?" It was so bad.
Oh, boy.
It was so awkward.
it was a
cheesy,
bad promo.
It was just,
Dull.
yeah, it
Dull's
was
a
just
good word
nothing
for it.
happened. It's just like, what? Why are you still talking, dude? And then the whole thing was, what's his name? Pac, and they kept just talking about that, and that was half the promo.
Oh, jeez.
It was horrible.
It's not a good
Yep.
gag.
No, it wasn't a good gag. And you got the ass boys
the
there.
crowd.
They're not helping anything.
Just being ass.
Fucking ass boys.
Nepo babies.
So on my card, I have it for the Unified World Trios title, but I guess they'll have to win a match to make it for the Trios belts. What does Unified World Trios titles mean? They're the champions of Trios for AEW, for Ring of Honor, and where else?
Well, the other titles was the custom-made titles for the Acclaim, the scissor titles.
So the fake, they're not real.
They're not real, yeah.
Jeez.
That's the unification?
Does AEW need
Yes.
to add more belts that don't mean anything to their show?
Jesus.
God damn. Okay.
Well, it's kind of like how Roman had 3 titles for a while.
Yeah. Does Death Triangle win here? Do they win the belts? I feel like they should, but I don't think they will. I think the Bang Bang Gang will cheat their way and win another one.
Well, I got Lucha Brothers winning on Collision to make it a title shot, but not winning the title shot.
Yeah. I'm with you. Bang Bangs? The Gang Bang Gang.
Yeah.
The Gang Bang Bang.
I think Renee said that once, didn't she?
Yeah, the Gang Bang
Yeah, she
Gang.
did.
I mean, it's hard not to say.
I'm here with the Gang Bang Gang. You are?
I'll take
What's about to happen?
Death Triangle?
Oh, Triangle de la Muerte.
Sure.
I see you, hermano.
Hermano.
Okay. Chris Jericho defending the For the World Championship. Taz is like, that's not what it means. Jericho's like, thanks, Taz. You're the best. Jericho's gimmick is just, he's patronizing.
Yeah.
He's just like a dick, and he's like, you're learning from me, and I'm so proud of you, Hook. Like, you did such a great job, and sorry I have to beat you, all that stuff. It's really good. He's really funny. I like that he's found a new thing to do. He took the microphone this week on Dynamite, and he's like, sorry, guys, I just had to talk a little bit because, you know, I love getting more camera time.
Oh, yeah.
And then Taz is like, that's a shoot.
He's playing into the,
he's
the
playing-
dirt sheets.
He's playing into what the Twitter fans are saying about him. And he's becoming that character as a heel, which is fucking brilliant. Again.
It's enjoyable. It's great,
no.
yeah. It's fun.
Is that Birdie?
Oh, Birdie.
Is he okay?
Maybe you're
What
hurt
happened?
his Achilles or something.
Oh, jeez. The Yankees, John Birdie just crumpled.
Oh, no,
Whoa.
Birdie. We were just talking about Birdie, his depth.
Did he take a walk to first base?
No, he grounded out, but he got hurt running to first.
Oh, jeez.
That's not good.
Oh, he's a depth player. At least it's not, somebody
it's not-
really.
yeah.
Could have been the captain like last year.
Yeah.
That was no bueno.
So, yeah, Jericho. And he's also, like, wearing tights again.
Yeah, Jericho's
he's back in the undies.
I like that he's with Big Bill as his big heater. I think it's great. I like this learning tree Jericho gimmick. He has somehow managed to reinvent himself yet again. Just when I thought maybe he doesn't have another trick up his sleeve. Maybe he's kind of winding down. It's like, nope, here's this new gimmick and a new lease on life, and all of a sudden he's one of the most entertaining parts of Dynamite again. How did he do that?
He's a wizard.
He is a wizard.
Smart.
He's got so
He's a
much up
smart
his
guy.
sleeve because he's got a big, sleeve. Because wizards have the big sleeves.
The wizard sleeve.
Isn't that what Borat said?
Something about the wizard.
And it hangs like the sleeve of a wizard.
Yes, wizard.
Anyways,
Borat.
talking about his wife that way. Not cool. Anyway, Borat. He wasn't a good guy.
Oksana.
Yeah. Jericho is just amazing. He's very impressive. I like what he does. Continues to reinvent himself. And this new gimmick he's got, I find very entertaining. I get a chuckle every time I hear him on commentary. He's just playing it so perfectly. He's just great. So I hope he wins. I hope it was Shibata, Hook, and Brian Keith in a triple threat. And Shibata and Hook both made Brian Keith tap out, so they both won, and they both get a shot at Jericho. And now it's a triple threat match, which I think is going to play in Jericho's favor. Big Bill will help him win, and Jericho will escape with this for the World Championship. And he's got to keep the title because his gimmick is too good to let go right now. He's reinvented himself with this belt, and the belt is a big part of it. And Hook is a big part of it, and Taz is a big part of it. So I think it's really good. I hope it doesn't end here. I don't think it will.
No, I think that's why they made it a three-way. I just think the way they put it together wasn't the best of ideas. That, three-way, it's fine to have like two people win a three-way. It's happened before, but to have two faces win like that, I think that's kind of awkward. It's a heel way to win, almost, what they did. Like, I feel that way of doing it was kind of wrong. Like, it should have... It's tough, but, like, it wasn't executed correctly.
But if you're trying to get a triple threat, how else do you do it?
It should have been maybe like a double pin or something, but like an accident kind of thing. Like, oh, you didn't know it was double pin. Like, but even then, that's tough because the fans, regardless, aren't going to like it, and they didn't like it there with the whole like submission thing because it kind of looks kind of sneaky the way it was done, and like, it's inconclusive. Like, you didn't get a true winner in the end, so you kind of cheaped out the fans, and plus now you put the heel at the disadvantage. Where the heel should be at the advantage.
That's true.
So the way they put it together was just awkward, but they were stuck. Again, they booked themselves in a corner there.
Yeah, Shibata and Hook are on the same side, and they're going up against Jericho in the triple threat. It does feel like the odds are stacked against Jericho when he should be stacking the odds against the baby faces. That is a solid point. I didn't hate the finish because... if a guy is tapping out, but two guys have him in a submission move, he is lost, but they've both won, So
yeah, it's happened before.
It's happened before. It makes sense, but at the same time, the crowd didn't love it. Like, they were chanting, "Let them fight." They wanted to see Shibata and Hook fight each other,
right?
To see who can
to find a real winner, right? Like the crowd kind of was like, "Let them fight, let them fight," and you're like, "Oh yeah." Why don't we just do that? But that's not what they got. Yeah,
it should have been a four-way.
A four-way, yeah, that would have made sense too.
Yeah,
with
that
another
way,
heel in there,
something.
maybe not Brian Keith, but another heel.
Big Bill.
Yeah,
something
two
where
guys are on one side, two guys
winners.
on the other side. Although
maybe not Big Bill, maybe an actual heel that isn't with Jericho necessarily, But whatever. We have the match that we have. I think Jericho's gonna win. He'll cheat to win. Big Bill will help him.
Well,
Should be good.
It's an anything goes match too. So yeah, I mean they'll do whatever they have to win.
A lot of good Canadian content on this show, John. Chris Jericho, Edge, and Christian wrestling for the world title.
Yeah, it's high-profile matches too.
Yeah. So a lot of great Canadian wrestlers, legends of the business, in some big spots at AEW's Double or Nothing Sunday night. live in Las Vegas, Nevada at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And we will be doing the Double or Nothing post-show coming up Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time here on the Ringside Report Network. And just before we go, I wanted to talk about SummerSlam for a second that the WWE announced taking place next year in Minnesota over 2 nights.
Oh.
Right? So it'll be 2025 SummerSlam in Minnesota. 2025 or 2026?
2026.
2026 SummerSlam. They announced already. Because they were going to do WrestleMania in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota thought they were getting it, but then they switched and they put it in Vegas.
Yeah.
They're doing it Easter weekend, too, which is interesting. But SummerSlam in 2026, they're saying is going to be 2 nights. Now, I don't know if it's just the 2026 SummerSlam that'll be 2 nights, but I think once they do it once, they'll just do it every year. Seems unnecessary. Like, WrestleMania 2 nights, I get it. I don't think it's really worked until this year because they had The Rock to do the story over a couple nights. But the past few years of WrestleMania over 2 nights, you go, they could have condensed this shit into 1 night. It was not, like, we didn't need it that long.
38 was pretty good in Texas with those 2 Stone Cold nights.
I guess, but I felt
Some
like
pretty
they could have condensed some of this. I don't know. I feel like they've overdone it with Mania, but I'll give them a pass for Mania because it's the biggest show of the year. It's the one biggest show of the year. They want to get as many people on the show. It's kind of like a reward to get booked on that show. They want to reward their hard work. I get it, 2 nights, fine. But SummerSlam, 2 nights now.
Yeah.
Like, when does it stop? Are we going to have 2 Royal Rumbles?
Yeah.
Are we going to
The
have
women's on one night, the men's on the other?
Are we going to have 2 Money in the Banks? Are we going to have, like, when does it stop? If SummerSlam is 2 nights, what's next? And I really don't ever see a need to have a 2-night SummerSlam.
Yeah, there's no point.
It's really unnecessary. Unless you know you've got something in 2026 planned out, which you don't.
No.
They don't have that planned
In Minnesota?
out. They got nothing. They got nothing for that show. They just booked 2 nights.
Where is it in 2025 that they have to book so far ahead?
I don't know. I don't know if they know. They're planning something big for Minnesota because I think they feel
to
bad.
make it up to them.
Yeah, it's to make it up to them. But yeah, I don't like the idea of 2 nights of SummerSlam. People online are telling me that I'm wrong and WWE's so hot right now and 2 nights is going to be great. But I'm like, look, it's fine right now, but how good is it going to be in 2026? We have no idea. Are you really going to want to sit through 2 nights of SummerSlam in 2026? I don't know. As good as it is now, if you told me SummerSlam was going to be 2 nights, I'd go, why? Why? What do they really have? What do they really have?
Because the thing about SummerSlam is that, like, if they're trying to make it some kind of, like, second Mania, which it feels like, but SummerSlam is always just the restart of, because it would usually kind of dip a bit quality-wise in the summer.
Yeah.
And then SummerSlam's just kind of bring things back.
Yeah.
So if you're going to have a 2-night SummerSlam, you're going to have more of a solid build to go throughout, like you do from Royal Rumble to Mania.
Exactly.
So if it's going to be like kind of bullshit storylines, in July and stuff, then
yeah.
Like, why would I care about 2-night SummerSlam where it's headlined, by like, I don't know what the matchups will be in 2 years. Cody versus Carmelo Hayes.
But that is a good point. Like, we are in a dip season for WWE. They dip leading into SummerSlam. And it's so hot leading into Mania, starting in January with the Rumble, and then just going all the way through February, March, and then beginning April, they hit you with Mania, and the WWE can sustain that crazy period. They got The Rock almost every week during that period. But can they do it again for SummerSlam? And maybe they can do it in 2026, but can they do it in 2027, 2028, 2020? Like,
The Rock's not going to be there all the time.
Eventually, he's going to be too old.
Yeah. Can't.
So, it's a money grab. They think they can do it. They think they can sell tickets. They'll make more money if they do more shows. I get it. But as a wrestling fan and as a person who's watched a lot of wrestling, I go, I don't know if you need all this. I've seen all the SummerSlams. There wasn't one SummerSlam that I thought, ooh, they should have done 2 nights of this. You didn't need 2 nights of any SummerSlam. 1 night is enough. We've had some great SummerSlams, but like, what? So yeah, that was a weird announcement from WWE. I did not expect them to announce a 2-night SummerSlam in the works.
Well, I think you're bringing up a great point where I think they might try to have like the big events like SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. They might make those like 2 nights kind of events. Like I could see that, because if you look at their roster, yeah, imagine that. That'd be crazy. But like I could see it being that they want to do that because the rosters are just so big right now that they actually could do that. Because look at what we have for King and Queen of the Ring. We only have like 5 matches on the main show. Like there's so much talent not being used. So just think for SummerSlam, they probably have so many ideas, but we can only do so much in one night, and they don't want to have like 14 matches a show. So that's why they kind of half an hour. I could see that. It kind of makes a lot of sense. And if they could fill up a stadium 2 nights, why not? I mean, if you have the talent, people are going to show up. I think it makes sense. I agree, though, too, where it's like, and I thought this year and years prior, one night will clearly be superior to another night.
Yeah.
But
I thought this year's Mania was, kind of even-ish, though.
Ish. Like, I don't know. I thought, well, again, it depends how you looked at it, but I thought, again, night 1 better than night 2. But, I mean, some people thought the other way. So,
yeah,
I guess you could say it was kind of even.
Decent. Yeah. I can't remember. What night did I...
I think I liked night 2 more.
I can't remember what night I preferred.
Night 2 had the Logan Paul triple threat, Bayley, EO, and Cody and Roman at the end.
Yeah.
Night
1 had the...
Night 1 had...
Final boss.
Night 1 had final
match.
Boss.
Yeah.
Like Sammy Gunther, I
like the ladder match. I like the ladder match. I know you guys didn't like the ladder match. I thought the ladder match was good.
ladder match was
I liked it.
The Miz.
I thought it was pretty good.
The ladder match.
I also like the idea... I like the idea of the 2 nights, because I'm not a big fan of having 2 Rumble matches like on the same show. Like I'd rather have it a Rumble, like if you could spread that out a bit, that'd be better. And even War Games too. If you could spread that out, that'd be better. So I'm actually for having like the Rumble being 2 nights, or even Survivor Series 2 nights. SummerSlam, I get it, just because they want to put as many people as they want on the card, and they can only do so much in one night.
The Royal Rumble, I would take over SummerSlam or any other WWE premium live event being 2 nights. I would take the Rumble because there's 2 Rumbles. There's a men's Rumble and a women's Rumble. You end each show with 1 Rumble, do it over a weekend. I think that makes sense.
Right.
I think that makes sense. But I wouldn't do it for any of the other shows. But the Rumble they already do in a baseball stadium most times. They got 2 Royal Rumbles. It's a massive show. You're leading into Mania. That makes sense to do 2 nights. They haven't announced that yet, but that would make sense over SummerSlam. But hey, I'm not Triple H. I'm not Nick Khan. I'm not in charge. I'm just a Yankee fan who's real happy right now because the Yankees just won 8-0. Game over.
Whoop those Padres asses.
Destroyed the Padres. Made it look easy, jabronis.
Yeah. They're a good team.
Not that good. Not as good as the Yankees, apparently. That Yu Darvish isn't so good. He got smashed. ERA of 0 before tonight, right?
For the last 4 starts.
He got smashed tonight. Yankees! Yankees win again, John. How'd your Red Sox do?
Not too good tonight, but it's okay. It's the start of the series. They won the last... I think they swept the Rays, if I'm not mistaken. The last series, which I didn't see the Yankees sweep the Mariners. In fact, I think they split that series.
Yeah.
So
Mariners are a
good
good
luck
team.
trying to
They're
win
top
another
of the AL
series.
West.
The Mariners are the first place team in the American League West. They split the series, and they could have. They
beat Luis Castillo yesterday, who's their ace.
And they should have won the first game of the series. They should have taken
against Logan Gilbert, their other ace.
They should have taken 3 of 4 in the series, but there were some mishaps and some lucky breaks in the 9th inning for the Mariners in the first game of the series, and the Yankees lost, but they really should have won 3 out of those 4 games. They won 2, and the Mariners are in first place. But, I mean, the Rays, John, you're talking about sweeping the Rays, who are, by the way, 10.5 games back of the Yankees in 4th place right now in the AL East. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome for being only a game and a half up of the Rays, John. Despite the fact that the Red Sox swept them, they're still only a game and a half up. 9 games back of our New York Yankees, John. Orioles 3 games back of the Yankees. Yankees first place.
To win the division.
First place in the division, first overall in the American League. Best record in the AL.
League.
And almost the best record in all of baseball.
The Phillies?
We are very close to the Phillies. Yeah. They have the second best record. The Yankees have the second best record in all of baseball right now. Second only to the Phillies. And the Phillies were 37-15 going into tonight. The Yankees 36-17.
It's close.
Yankees picking up their 37th win of the season tonight. And the Phillies lost to the Rockies 3-2.
Ouch. In course.
In extras. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, that's what's so great about the Yankees. I want them to be the best team in all of baseball.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Like, the Yankees are the best team in the American League. They got 3 games up on the second place team in the East. Like, it doesn't matter for them to be better than the Phillies, but I want it.
Yeah, because if they meet them in the series, World Series.
I don't want the Phillies to have a better record than the Yankees. I want the Yankees to have a better record than everybody in baseball. Not just the Red Sox or the Rays or the Blue Jays or the Astros or even the Dodgers. The Phillies, too. Everybody.
Braves. Braves are scary.
Yeah, well, the Yankees have a better record than the Braves.
Soon.
Yankees have a better record than the Dodgers, even. The team that spent $1 billion in the offseason, still not as good as the Yankees because they didn't get Juan Soto. You can get Ohtani, but if you don't get Soto and Judge, you're still jabronis.
It's true.
Fucking right.
Ohtani's just a DH.
Yeah. Soto's playing the field and hitting home runs. How many home runs does Ohtani have? I bet you not as many as Aaron Judge.
No. I mean, Judge is hitting like a home run a game in his last like 5 or 6 games. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, since he was ejected from his first ever game,
yeah,
his stats have been
bananas.
bananas.
Hitting like 500.
Yeah, he's been.
That
crazy.
was like 10, 12 games ago.
Yeah, he's hitting a home run a game.
It's insane.
You think he can make a run again?
At this record?
At this rate? At this pace? Like, I think he could.
Because
I think
he has
could
Soto ahead of him in the lineup because people have to pitch to Soto.
Exactly.
And then they have to pitch to Judge. If they walk Soto, then they got to pitch to Judge.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's favorable.
I think he could hit, 62?
Yeah, 62, 63, something like that.
Yeah. I think he could hit more.
He's at, what, 17?
He's the real home run king in baseball, by the way. He's the only guy that did it clean. He's the only guy that beat Maris's record clean.
Yeah.
He's the real home run king. Forget McGuire, forget Sosa, forget Bonds. The real home run king lives in New York City, and his name is Aaron Judge.
Number 99.
Didn't Vlad Jr. win the home run derby last year?
Derby's not the same thing.
We're talking about the single-season home run record that has stood since 1961 from Roger Maris, and Aaron Judge is the only guy that beat it clean a couple seasons ago. We're not talking about a fucking freak show home run derby. Aaron Judge doesn't even participate in that. You know why?
Tires you out.
Because he did it one year, and it screwed up his... It doesn't just tire you out, but it screws up just what you're looking for, your timing. Yeah, because that's why you
like slow balls. Yeah,
it screws up your timing as a hitter. You come back, and it's not right. And he's focused on winning games for his team because his team has an actual shot at winning the World Series. Vlad Guerrero Jr. wants to parade around and be a baseball clown and do home run derbies because he knows that his team doesn't have a goddamn shot. And Vlad Jr. is such a loser that he says he would never want to play for the Yankees because this guy couldn't take the pressure. He couldn't take the fans.
You can't take it in Toronto.
He couldn't take the organization. He couldn't take the pressure of having to perform and win. He can't even do it in Toronto, where no one gives a shit, where they cheer for him if he hits 1 for 4
He's
on
like
the
180
day.
this season or something.
Yeah, they cheer for him no matter what because he's all they got, because they're a shit organization that's in dead last in the AL East, and that's where they'll stay.
He's on the trading block, apparently.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking want him at all. You
Yeah,
know
for
what?
whatever the Blue Jays are asking, I'm sure they're asking for like top prospects and stuff.
Trade
Good
him.
luck.
Trade him for a bucket of balls, bring him over, and make him shave his head, cut the beard, wear the pinstripes like a fucking man, you bitch. Fuck Vlad Jr. I love Vlad, but who the fuck is Vlad Jr.? This guy ain't shit. You're Vladdy's son. I'm supposed to fucking feel good for you? Son of a millionaire baseball player coming in, playing shit baseball, acting like a big star. You're not Vlad Sr., you're Vlad Jr., you're fucking jabroni. I fucking hate Vlad Jr. There's not a baseball player I hate more than Vlad
Altuve?
Jr. No, I at least respect Altuve because he's good.
Well,
Altuve's actually good.
he's hit in non-cheating seasons. He's hit one.
Yeah, in non-cheating season, without the buzzer, he's still good.
Yeah.
Altuve's a respectable baseball player. I hate him because he's good and he's against us and he kills us. But Vlad, I just think he's shit and he's just a joke. And he says dumb shit about the Yankees, and he gets all when he plays the
goes all
Yankees.
shh,
He tries to. Yeah, he hits a home run. He's down fucking 6-0. He hits a solo home run. He goes, shh, shut the fuck up, bitch. You're losing. And that's his mentality. As long as he hits a home run,
pat his stats
in one game. Ooh, you finish with 22 home runs on the
and
season.
his one good season, they were in like AAA ballpark in Buffalo.
Yeah,
His 2021 season.
because
he's a different field.
He's a AAA All-Star. He's not a real Major League All-Star. The only reason he'd be a Major League All-Star is because every team gets to send one. He's just a token Blue Jay. I'll send Bichette this year.
Yeah.
Not him.
They'll send a pitcher.
Yeah, they won't send Vlad Jr. You know why? Because he sucks. You know who'll be at the All-Star game? Aaron Judge. You know who'll also be at the All-Star game? Juan Soto. Guaranteed. Verdugo probably be there too.
Yeah, maybe he's a backup.
Dukes. Fucking Giancarlo should be there.
Giancarlo should be there. I hope he doesn't take an invite to the home run derby.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge would not let him.
Yeah, the captain will get in the
You
way.
listen to the captain, goddammit.
Yeah.
Or people
he's
getting
upset
mad?
a lot of
People
the Blue
getting
Jay
mad that I
fans,
don't
yeah.
like Vlad Jr. Oh, stop bashing the Jays.
Hey, they bash themselves.
Hey, Angelo, maybe if they won baseball games, maybe if they didn't vote to get rid of the Expos, I could give them a pass. But their ownership wanted the Expos gone so they could take over the Canadian market. And guess what? They got their way. So fuck the Blue Jays forever.
Especially after Stephen Bronfman campaigned to put baseball in Toronto because he wanted to grow baseball in Canada.
And then their ownership group wanted to get rid of the Expos. So I don't know. As a man who fucking misses my Expos, I can never, ever forgive any organization that actively fought to get rid of us. So fuck the Blue Jays. No disrespect, Angelo. Happy birthday. But fuck the Blue Jays. Forever. I fucking hate them.
Fuck Carlos Delgado.
I love that they are a loser organization. I love that they suck. Fuck Roberto Alomar.
Yeah.
Fuck Carlos
Roberto.
Delgado. And guess what?
Fuck Roy Halladay.
Fuck Joe Carter.
Fuck Roy Halladay.
Joe Carter sucks. Fuck Joe Carter.
What about Donaldson? You had Donaldson
Fuck
last
Josh
year, didn't you?
Donaldson.
Oh, fuck Josh Donaldson.
Fuck Josh Donaldson.
Jackie Redmond beat us to it. Okay, guys, that's the show. We'll see you later. We love you. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon after King and Queen of the Ring, baby, right here on the Ringside Report Network. Thank you to Harold Schneider. You're the Super Chat leader of the night. Happy birthday, Angelo. Sorry for what I said about the Blue Jays, but if they weren't so shit and they weren't such a garbage organization, I wouldn't have to say these things. We love you, Angelo. You're the man. Happy birthday, buddy. I hope you have a great weekend. Yeah. I hope the Jays win a couple for you this weekend, buddy. Lior, shout out to you as well. Angelo, all the members over at membership.ringsidereport.net or join.ringsidereport.net. That's how you support the channel. Go to ringsidereport.net for more on that. Kyle Salisbury, Jason Pete, Harold Schneider, Leor, Angelo, Antoinette. So many members checking in tonight. Appreciate you all. Ray Cruz checking in towards the end of the show. My man Ray. And everybody else. We will be back tomorrow afternoon. You'll be back, right?
I will be here.
John, are you going to be here tomorrow afternoon?
I'll be there. I'll be a little late, but I'll be there.
You'll be a little late for what?
In your place, but I'll be there.
No, I didn't say
around 3-ish.
I didn't say here.
Well, then I'll be later to get my place then.
What? All right, we'll talk. I don't know.
We'll talk.
I don't know what the hell you were planning. Okay. That's it. We'll be back tomorrow right after Crown Jewel. Well, not Crown Jewel. King and Queen of the Ring.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to calling it Crown Jewel.
It's in Saudi Arabia. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon after the show.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word.
You know the drill. Hit that subscribe button. Flip those notification switches.
We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next